Very good morning and a warm welcome to Morning Breeze Extra. It is the Saturday, the 25th day of July 2026. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhang, and of course today we are touching base on the National Cleaning Day as the country sets off to be cleaning throughout the hour of 7 up to 10 a.m. We're going to be giving you live information on how everything is going on, how the cleaning process is going to be going on. And as we're speaking today, Kisenyi, we're already having the Vice President, that is Jessica Alupo at Kisenyi, talking to the country on this day and how the preparations are undergoing. Let's link to the Vice President. Good morning.
It is the initiative, the exercise is meant to keep the whole country clean. So wherever you are, that is Uganda, and we want the whole of Uganda to be clean.
Thank you very much. This is what is happening here, where the main launch is going to be happening this very morning from 7 to around 10 in the morning. And the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, has just made her maiden speech as we get ready for the preparations as the country goes into cleaning.
Shortly, we will be starting the National Cleaning Day here
And the way it looks interesting, and we're serious this time around.
Finally, yes. Is here. It is happening. Uganda, welcome aboard the National Cleaning Day, the first of its kind, the start of many to come. And those live pictures coming in from Kisenyi right there, the Vice President, of course, flanked by the Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, Sharifa Buzeki, right there as well. What you're seeing is the pictures coming in from Kisenyi. Just a moment and listen in.
Excuse me, members of the media. The Vice President is going to demonstrate when she has gloves. And I request that those are the pictures you take for safety.
Well, those that you have on your screen are live pictures coming in from Kisenyi, the Vice President leading the charge as the country observes the first of many to come, a National Cleaning Day that was scheduled definitely to happen today, Saturday, right there. From the hour of 7 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m., the country will be observing this particular day. Those are pictures of the Vice President, the retired Major Jessica Lupo, right there leading, and of course that is a heap of rubbish, and there you go, it's right on track. Is a spade that we're seeing, but also they're looking at the observance of personal hygiene the country will be observing today, and hopefully many Ugandans do follow this particular day. But it is not just Kisenyi we are paying attention to this morning. We also want to join Ramson Muheire, who is in the areas of Kampala and tracking NEMA in itself and the events that are unfolding, where he is joining us from. Ramson Muheire, a very good morning. Happy National Cleaning Day. Quite the exercise. Ugandans are beginning off what is about to be a ritual, should I say, something that we perhaps grow fond of in the long run. But Ramson, a very good morning. Just tell us what truly is unfolding as we speak this morning. National Cleaning Day, here we come.
Good morning to you, Tracy, and happy National Cleaning Day like you wished it to me, and welcome back, by the way. I am standing just outside the NEMA house. This is Jinja Road, Kampala town. And of course, just what's behind me is some of the NEMA officials, staff that are already getting ready to start, cleaning. At least we have been told they will be starting from their own premises, where they will, start by cleaning around their offices, and from there they will be making movements and stopping over at some places. From here, head to Anasa, proceed up to Usafi Market. Of course, all trying to make sure that they clean the environment. Certainly, this is an entity that, cannot deal away with the environment and sanitation, because at least they are responsible for, restoring the environment. And then, of course, sanitation, hygiene, and, public health has got everything to do with the environment. But of course, with a few minutes, to 7 already, we are still able to see some movements across town, across the streets. But of course, they are very, very, very limited in terms of the people that you are able to see around. Those that are moving, vehicles are limited. You can hardly count, if any motorcycle happens to pass by you, you are able to say at least one motorcycle has passed. There are those that are still passing, yes, and maybe that it's those that are, happen to be caught, by the time of cleaning along the streets or along the roads, and they are moving, but of course the expectation is that these movements will soon stop somehow later as time goes on, because we know cleaning starts at exactly 7 according to the guidelines that were issued by the Prime Minister, and we go up to 9, about 10 a.m. Yes, 10 a.m. for 3 hours, 7 up to 10 a.m. And as we speak now, these are people that have already started cleaning. Of course, the talk has been, where do you start from? And people have been urged to start from your very own place, not necessarily, looking out from your neighborhood or very far from you, because cleanliness, hygiene, and safety or concerning your public health begins with you and begins in your own premises. So before you try to move long distances, the emphasis has been start from where you are and make the environment clean, keep your environment clean, keep your surrounding clean. Yes, and of course this initiative is part of the government's efforts to make sure that they reduce at least issues that have been arising from poor hygiene. Of course, figures indicate that about 5% of the disease burden in Uganda is preventable. Of course, lots of these have been many of these disease burden, bad diseases have been attributed to poor hygiene and sanitation, and so this probably explains why the cabinet and the government sit and of course make a decision and come up with a decision to make sure that is in position to clean, should at least make sure that they participate in cleaning and cleaning their very own environment. Tracy, that is the situation that is in town, but for now all vehicles are limited on the road, like I was saying, and of course the whole emphasis is to make sure that there is management of public hygiene and the cleanliness. Tracy, that's the situation that is in town. The cleaning is just starting, and for now we are with the NEMA people that have already started, and they are starting within their premises. Tracy, I want to get back to you at the political command center. Tracy.
Quite the morning that is shaping up right here in the country. Ramson Hera, many thanks for joining us, and we'll definitely be getting back to him much later on to just keep track of how things will be unfolding in the city center. From Kisenyi, you do have the Vice President leading charge as the country observes a National Cleaning Day. Edgar, quite the morning.
And as we speak right now, the Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has joined the team in Kisenyi, and of course the main, I can call it cleaning, is what is happening. So let's link to Henry Mugenyi, who is at Kisenyi, to paint a picture for us after the arrival of Prime Minister Robin Anabanja. Henry Mugenyi, what do you have for us this morning?
The opening ceremony has been taking place and the official cleaning has officially begun, and I'm going to be speaking to the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Health that has been very, very instrumental in saying that the initiative really kickstarts. Doctor, very good morning. Today is the National Cleaning Day. What does this really mean to the country?
It means that we are going to on disease burden that has been really bothering our country. Secondly, it's going to create a clean environment. Thirdly, it is going to create a culture of cleanliness, not just at workplace or home, but also in our entire environment. Fourthly, it is going to prevent all these complications that we've been having, flooding, because the polythene bags clog the channels, and then we get flooding, then the place is dirty, then there's soil, and the people lose lives. So all those, they have a very, very big ripple effect once we get this culture done.
Once you get the culture started, you're starting in Kampala. What is happening across the country?
Even in our country, we expect that people will start this culture starting today, but every month on the last Saturday of the month must be a culture of all of us getting out of our comfort zone and go out and clean, and also teach our children, teach our young generation that it pays off to be clean, it pays off to live in a clean environment, it reduces diseases, and everyone would want to live in a clean environment.
Building a culture is not easy, and what we've seen as we're coming in, many people were still on the road, they did not stay home.
Of course, this is the beginning. This is the beginning, and we announced a bit late, so many people are not prepared. But we do believe that in the subsequent months, in the subsequent years, this is going to be mandatory, because we are going to issue a statutory instrument. We are going to make sure that our Public Health Act bites. We are going to make sure that we have strict regulations that make sure that we keep our environment clean. So this is going to be our continuous culture. We are not stopping.
Thank you very much, Permanent Secretary, for the Ministry of Health. She is one of the key members from the government that have really joined the conversation here at Usafi, as government is launching the inauguration day or inaugurating the day for National Clinic. We have the Vice President in place, the Prime Minister is also in place, the KCCA ED is also in place, and many other government dignitaries are here from partnering organizations that are also responsible for clean environments. But also Dr. Ruth Acheng, the government chief whip, is also in place. Tracy, that is what exactly is happening right here at Usafi as government is inaugurating the National Cleaning Day. We'll get back to you shortly.
Well, thank you so much, Henry Mugenyi, there with the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine. Those are pictures also on your screen coming in from Luwero as well as Ginger Road as citizens of this great country, Uganda, respond to the National Cleaning Day. It is the first, Edgar, of many to come. And just like that, I know Ugandans will certainly get on board, even as in its initial phase. Even with, just like you've heard from the Permanent Secretary, late, confirmation of this happening. But again, you're looking at Ugandans responding to this particular call. Already 7 a.m. and you have streets already. You look at Mitiana right there. Twegatidwako. Te Catherine Namgerwa Amachaga Lero. Catherine Amachama Runji or Nakurunoba Namitiana Barutegede Atera Baruetabie Mubatia.
Addressing kubuzaako n'obulaka njagala okutegeeza ebitundu by'abantu n'emityana olunaku abutegedde bulungi era abantu benyigidde mu tax park ey'emityana wano abakulembeze bonna we bakuŋŋaanidde akulaba nga batongoza okujunja oba bulungi mu disitulikiti eno olunaku olwaleero twekozewa kugenda kuba
Catherine Namgera in just a bit, but Edgar, what do you make sense of this?
For me, it's the start of a culture.
Yes.
Every time it may be tedious, some people may look at it as long overdue because as we speak right now, the timeliness is very important. Kampala has reached a point where everywhere you find trash. Even the stench of Kampala city has been deteriorating over time, the air quality as well. So all this speaks to the urgency of the need for such a program. And the start is a beautiful thing.
The start is a beautiful thing, especially if you're looking at responsibility, all of us being responsible for this great country, this very city. If you're, for example, in the CBD, and just like you said, culture starts, there's no such a time as it's too late.
Exactly.
What is important is to start. And now that we've started.
And it's very interesting, but for me, it's in keeping it sustainable. We started today, and it's very beautiful. People are cleaning. There are not many. Some of them are still in their beds. And if you're still at home, it's high time that you wake up and participate. But Tracy, there is also a semblance of accountability, a personal belonging to all, that this is our nation.
It's not KCCA.
It's not KCCA. It's not local government. It's not a budget, thing, but let's wake up as Ugandans. Every last Saturday in the month, why don't you just clean your homestead?
Especially now that we've added the word public holiday to it. I do not know if this
is
would be...
I think the first 3 hours, because can it practically work the entire day, public holiday, every month?
Because here's the thing, so are you going to report to work late today? I think it has been such because definitely movements will certainly be beginning later on, but from the hours of 7 a.m. to the hour of 10 a.m., Ugandans will be taking to the streets, all corners of this country, from the villages to the homesteads. They will be cleaning. Pick up a broom, pick up a, by the way, remember to, get some gloves.
Some gloves
and just
some gear.
Stay hydrated as well. True. But let's now quickly get to Catherine in Mitiana. Catherine, teraboba otuwulira tubadde twagala otutuuseeko embeera eyimiridde etya mu bitundu eby'Emitiana olwaleero.
Addressing kubuuzaako n'omulabi waffe owa NBS kakati nga bwe nkutegeezezzaako nti olwaleero bannamityana nabo beegattira okutongoza kaweefube owa bulungi wansi wano mu kibuga Mityana era wenyimiridde ndi mu kibuga ndi mu taxi park y'Emityana abakulembeze bonna we bakuŋŋaanidde okutongoza kaweefube owa bulungi wansi era ng'agenda kuba atongozebwa mu butongole minisita y'ebyettaka n'amayumba era omubaka omukyalo wa disitulikiti y'Emityana Judith Nabakoba agenda okuba ng'atwegattibwako essaawa yonna wabula nyimiridde n'abakulembeze bakuliddwamu RDC amyuka RDC Prosi Mwanjizi wenjagala asooka atubulira atalisitendulako wano katono batubuulire enteekateeka eno ekitegeeza ki mu Mityana obukyafu badde busukkiridde era kyegenda okuyamba. Good morning viewers. Amanya gange nze Prosi Mwanjizi Deputy RDC w'Emityana. Ndi musanyufu nnyo enkola ya bulungi bwansi ekomyewo mu ggwanga era ffe nga bannamityana tuli beetegefu okutambulira wamu nayo era ejja tuyamba nnyo okweyonja n'okwetereeza. Kale neyanza nnyo olwo abakulembeze abalala njagala negattibwako ne chair wa disitulikiti enteekateeka eno egyatambula etya Emityana.
Njagala okwebaza abannamityana ne gavumenti yaffe okuba nti twongedde okutongoza enteekateeka eno era nga bulijjo nga bannamityana bwe tuli tubadde era tuyonja mu ngeri yaffe naye ku mulundi guno gavumenti etwongeddemu omugundu era tugenda kusobola okumaama okuyonja ekibuga kyaffe Mityana n'ebitundu byonna okutwalira awamu twongeremu amaanyi kuba bulijjo tubadde tukikola nga bannamityana era nebaza gavumenti okuba nti egasse eddoboozi lyayo okulya Ssaabasajja Kabaka n'abaami ba Kabaka mu Mityana muno mwonna okuba nti twongera okulongoosa ekibuga kyaffe ne disitulikiti yaffe n'Emityana. Kubiriza bannamityana tujjumbire era tusobole okutwala enteekateeka yaffe maaso ne puroguramu zonna endala eza gavumenti ze tubaddemu okugaba enkumbi n'okubakubiriza ate era okwetaba mu bululu bw'aba LC1 ezo of course ng'owe-NRM bakubiriza tulonde ab'NRM ku LC1.
Ssentebe Emityana erina amagombolola 17 enteekateeka ya bulungi wansi mu magombolola gano ery'eki
buli wonna okwetoola disitulikiti eno bassentebe b'amagombolola bonna gye bali era bulungi bwansi agenda mu maaso mu kiseera kino kituukiramu.
Njagala negattibweko amyuka mmeeya w'ekibuga Mityana atubuulire obuyonjo kyemugamba bulijjo mulinda gavumenti.
neyanzege NPS mwebala okujjana mu tweramu kwate okulanga enteekateeka eno ngemu bitongozebwa mu Mityana municipality n'ebiganda tukutwaliza wamu. Sebo madamu ne Deputy tulinda gavumenti naye naffe era tuli gavumenti ekikulu nti tubadde tuyonja obula gavumenti yakwata yayongeddemu amaanyi olaba nga obuyonjo bweyongera mu bitundu byaffe awamu n'eggwanga lina okwetwalira.
Kale njagala negattibweko kansala ono atubuulire kubanga jangu osumbireko wano otubuulire waliwo abantu abasoose okuteera okuggulawo mwasensayizinze bulungi abantu okulanga leero enteekateeka eno bagijjumbira.
Nsooka okwebaza pulezidenti w'eggwanga lino olw'okuvaayo n'enteekateeka eno egenda okuteekawo a sense of responsibility mu bantu baffe okula nti tebaliitalinga we babeera ate era nga bayonja we basangibwa. Twasensitizinze era njagala okwebaza town clerk wa Mityana Municipal Council ne town clerk wa Mityana Central Division olw'okuyisaamu ebizindalo mu bantu baffe ate era naffe twakunze abantu mu mpewo zonna ze twabaddeko okuli eza TV ne radio n'ebizindalo by'okukyalo okulaba nti abantu baffe benyigira mu exercise eno. Bwe tutambuddeko ne Deputy RDC makyanga tukola surveillance tukirabye nti amaduuka mangi maggale abantu so basigaddeyo mu bitundu byabwe bayinge gye bali naye ate n'abakolera mu tawuni eno buvunaanyizibwa baffe ate era enteekateeka eno egwa mu mulamwa gwa Mityana Municipal Council ogwa My Town My Responsibility. So ndaba nga baabakunze bulungi gye bali bagenda kukola naffe tugenda kukola era minisita wanaatweyungirako tugenda batandisa omulimu.
Kyayanza nnyo enteekateeka eno etumala otongozebwa no tugenda kuba bagitongoza ne mu magombolola ag'enjawulo oba mu division ez'enjawulo wano Mityana. Njagala negattibweko mmeeya wa division y'Ebusimbi Omwami Nziza Kibiriga atubuulire mu gombolola yo oba mu division yo enteekateeka eno egenda kuba etambula etya.
Neyanza nnyo ekisookera ddala nja kwebaza omukulembeze w'eggwanga nja kwebaza Prime Minister ne Ministry yennyini y'ebyobulamu. Nja kwebaza abakulembeze bannange bonna aba disitulikiti eno y'Emityana ekulembeddwamu RDC ne chairman wa disitulikiti. Nja kubategeeza nti basebo ne banyabwe enteekateeka yo yatandise dda ngenza okuva ewange eyo okujja nga nepita ku sayidi eno ey'emizigo abantu bonna enteekateeka bategedde. Nja kusaba gavumenti enkola eno egyongeremu bwongezi maanyi kireme kukoma leero kibeere nti abakulembeze bonna ku levels zonna mu disitulikiti za Uganda zonna olunaku luno olwateereddwawo lugobererwe obutaddiriramu mabega wadde olunaku n'olumu olw'ensonga nti ogenda okutunuulira nti gavumenti yagenze kizuula nga ebitundu bya Uganda byonna kasasiro abadde ajjudde era abantu baffe bongere okukitegeera nti obuyonjo butandikira waka so si kutandikira mu kibuga ng'abamu bwe balowooza.
Kale neyanza nnyo twese njagala okukutegeezaako nti bulungi bwansi wano Mityana agenda kuba atongozebwa era njagala okwerekereza tulabe nga enteekateeka eno egenda kubanga etongozebwa mu butongole era tugenda kuba tubiraga bulungi mu mawulire gaffe agagenda okuba updates zaffe nga ezigenda oba tugenda kubeera live nga enteekateeka eno egenda kuba egenda maaso. Nja kuba nkwerekereza tugende mu nteekateeka eno era ebisingawo omulabi waffe yekumire ku NBS. Njagala kukomawo gy'oli ku Political Command Center olongere omulabi waffe n'ebigenda maaso mu nteekateeka ya bulungi bwansi etongozeddwa olunaku olwaleero.
Wow, Catherine Namgira from Mityana. Now, those are reactions. Those are reactions from the local leaders in Mityana. And you just sense, appreciation. Also, Edgar, to note that we've had Bulungi Bwansi, but on, perhaps from the kingdom of Buganda, particularly, and many other entities that sort of, groups, entities on a lesser, platform, perhaps, but to just see the nation in itself just take this particular approach to the National Cleaning Day is a step in the right direction, and many will be hoping that this culture begins many others that could include things like tree planting, car-free day, and things like this.
By the way, these car-free hours, as we're speaking today, there is no car,
because you're knocked down for
nobody's allowed to move.
3 hours. So to just have those kind of habits crop up on us as a country.
Why should they be reminding us at this point in time that, hey, you are supposed to be cleaning yourself? So maybe let's cross to Luwero, where Taka is going to be joining us to give us an update on what is happening right there. If you can hear us, Taka, let's go.
Well, Consolata Taka agenda kubanga ateye
mu district ye Nakaseke okubanga nkutuuzaako ebifa ku nsonga y'okubanga bulungi bwansi ow'obuwaze atandise era wano wenyimiridde ndi mu kibuga ky'ekiwoko era abantu babukeezezza nkokola okulaba nga bakeera ate ne balongoosa ssaawa egenza okuwereemu nga abantu bali ku makubo n'enjeyo bazze okwera. Of course si bonna naye ng'ekintu engeri gye kitandika obutandisi abantu baresipondinze bulungi era nga bw'obalaba ku luguudo beezeeko amaduuka gakyali maggale tewali wantu wonna tewali dduuka lyonna liggula essaawa eno newankubadde asiika capati tosobola kumulaba. Ekitundu kino kikiikirirwa minisita omubeezi wa Kampala oba Joseph Kalyekyo Fatogabye era naye atuuse mu kitundu okulaba nga akunga abantu okubaagazisa bulungi bwansi kubanga bw'okitunuuliramu kiyamba bo era nga gavumenti bwegamba nti ekigendererwa kyayo ekikulu kya kutumbula bya bulamu. Abantu bakedde akabuga kano butuufu kabadde kacaafu bw'otunulatunulamu abafumbato nninnyira nga kinga wano bw'olengerawo abafumbato nninnyira baalese bayiyeeyeewo ebizzi baalese bayisuddesuddewo ebiveeraveera naye abantu bakedde era ne balongoosa. Tewali kaveera konna mu kiseera kino k'osobola kulaba nga bw'obalengera mu bifaananyi ebyo baabo balongoosa n'emmotoka ezze okulaba nga etwala kasasiro gye basobola okumuyiwa ekibuga kisigale nga kiyonjo. Tweyanziza naye nga mu district ey'Eruweero yo ssente wa district Eraso Kibirango ali mu w'obulenzi okulaba nga enteekateeka etambula bulungi. Komyewo Jolly Tracy ku command center osobola okuba nga otulaga ebifa e Mubende.
Weewaawo tweyanziza nnyo Consolata Taka badde atwegaseeko ng'aviira ddala mu bitundu eby'Eruweero ate era nga bwe tweyongerayo katutuuke mu bitundu eby'Emubende ate ye Fred Sewajja. Fred, amakya amalungi olunaku luno bulungi bwansi bannamubende bo batandikiddewa?
Webale nnyo Tracy ne Edgar n'abatulaba ku NBS. Kakati nno mu bitundu eby'Emubende tuli mu kibuga Mubende wakati ng'eno bannamubende olunaku lwa National Cleaning Day balutegedde bulungi era nga babukeereza nkokola okulaba nga badduukirira omulanga ogwayisiddwa Ssaabaminisita wa Uganda okwongera okunyiriza ebitundu byaffe. Kakati wano we tuli mu kibuga wakati era nga bw'olaba emabega wange deployment yakoleddwa dda abakedde okwera abagenda maaso n'okuba nga balongoosa wabula wano wendi ninawo omuyambi wa RDC oba ababaka ba president bendi nabo abamu kubakulembeddemu enteekateeka eno naye ekifaananyi kinyiza okuwa nti mu kaseera kano tewali mmotoka ekkirizibwa kubeera ng'etambulira ku luguudo lwa Mubende era nga buli mmotoka etuuka basooka ne bagiyimiriza abasaabaze ne bavaamu buli omu n'alongoosaako waali ate olwo enteekateeka z'okulongoosa ne zigenda mu maaso. Afande RDC tusaba otwegatteko tubuulireko enteekateeka eno egenda kuyamba etya naddala ebitundu byaffe eby'Emubende n'eggwanga Uganda okutwaliza awamu.
Abatulaba n'abatuuliza mbalamusizaako. Yenze Musindi Andrew Solomon ndi mubaka wa president atuule Kasambya nga myuka RDC w'Emubende. Olwaleero zakawera ssaawa emu tuli basanyufu nnyo nti nno ekiragiro ekyaweddwa president ekyokuba nti nno tuyonja oba etteeka eryayisibwa actually etteeka kuba lyayisibwa omwaka oguwedde neritandise kukola olwaleero tujja kubeeranga nga tukola buli mwezi olunaku olw'omukaaga olusembayo mu buli mwezi. Naye wano Emubende nga bw'olengera oba nga mwami Sawajje bw'akulaze deployment abasirikale baffe we bali ku nguudo etteeka ligamba sigale waka oyonje naye gw'atambudde ate ojja kwegatta ku ffe okole ki tuyonje. Okuyonja kino kintu kikulu nnyo kubanga bagenda okuteekawo ensonga eno nga kizuuliddwa nti endwadde nnyingi nnyo ezisobola okugemebwa oba okwewalibwa olw'obuligo oba olw'obukyafu nga zeetaaga tusitukiremu nga bannayuganda okuyonja. Kino tekiriiko kugamba nti no tusasula emisolo manya twakoze bitya nedda. Buli muntu oteekeddwa okuyonja ewakaawo okuva ewakaawo ennyinyi mu busonda wawawa era kakati bana abawalaze empaka tulinawo taxi deployment zaffe ez'enjawulo ku point zonna eziyingira mu kibuga Mubende tuzisazeeko buli taxi gye tukwata egezaako oba emmotoka yonna egezaako okumenya etteeka ffe nga abantu nga tubayiwa nga batwegattako ate nga tukola omulimu okulaba nti tunyiriza ekibuga kyaffe. Nkubiriza bannayuganda abali mu kulaba essaawa zino nga temunaba kuva waka oba nga temunaba kutandika kuyonja please musitukireemu tuddukirire ensonga eno kubanga ekyobuyonjo ffenna kitukwatako.
Tweyanza Tracy twegattiddwako ne Deputy RDC ate nga ye komanda akulembeddemu enteekateeka eno asoose kulawuna bitundu bya Mubende by'enjawulo. Twagala tusigire ekifaananyi RDC ssebo tusanyuse okubeera naawe gy'oyitidde osoose n'okeera n'okola deployment n'ogenda n'olawuna ebitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo wano mu kibuga eky'Emubende gy'oyitidde kakati onteekateeka eryetya omaliriza ssebo okudeployinga buli wamu okulaba nga bannamubende enteekateeka bazitambuza bulungi tutandikira.
Of course buli omu akimanyi nti president bw'alagira tebawakanya abakolerawo era ku makya twakedde nnyo ne tutandika okweteekateeka ssaawa emu tubadde tutuuse mu kibuga eky'Emubende. Nze ne DPC ne DSO twatandikidde ku link buses wezipaakinga abadde ababoda batambuza abantu ne tusooka ne tubayimiriza. Of course today tuli lenient nnyo kubanga abasinga obungi bagamba tubadde tetunaba kubitegeera tubadde tetubimanyi tetulina masimu agaliko social media tetulina radio naye tugezezaako ne tukola deployment ku link awo omulimu ne gukolwa. Ne tuserengeta ne tugenda wansi ku Sheru Kapipa tusanze emmotoka nnyingi ezigenda Fort Portal ezigenda Kampala ababodaboda bangi bonna ne tubayimiriza ne bapaakinga ne batandikirawo omulimu gw'okukola eyo ne tuvaayo ne tugenda ku highway era ku highway twasanze bano abagonja obunyama biki abo b'omulimu gwagumanyi era nsanyuse nnyo okulaba nti abagonja omulimu bagumanyi. Bwe ntuuse ku Total nsanze abakozi ba Total bonna omulimu nga bagutandise dda. Sheru Kapipa wali omulimu bagukola mu dduuka g'abayindi gonna wali bawagadde era emirimu bagikola. So ndi musanyufu okulaba nti ekirowoozo kya president kino ekyaleese ekyokulaba nti buli lw'omukaaga olusembayo mu mwezi tukole general cleaning kijja kutukolera era n'obuyonjo bugenda kubeerawo.
Tuyanza kanfuneko ku bannamubende abakedde okulongoosa abatubuulireko enteekateeka eno etya muzeeyi tusanyuse okubeera naawe ndaba gw'omu ku bakedde okwambala gloves n'okuba nga obwedde okutta olweyongooyera. Twagala kumanya ekirowoozo kino gwe nga gwe akitambula kitya. Kankukwatireko tutunule mu kamera.
Nze nga historical ekintu kino nkisanyukidde abantu tusobole okweyonja tulabe buli omu ayonje w'abeera naye wabula kyempakanyaamu gye ssaawa ennya ze nnyingi omuntu babadde bakamujja ku luguudo waliwo ekyokugoba ku bantu ku luguudo ate ne bagamba nti galawo paka ssaawa nnya sikikiriza bulungi kyalibadde akolera essaawa ng'emu adduka agenda alabe akasente akanaasasula renti yakafuna ennyumba yakafuna kakati awo ogamba nti aggalewo eno yakavweno nze ku lwange nkiwakanya syagala kikyali badde weekiti akole essaawa emu agenda ddi agulewo edduuka ye kasaaba ng'akoze
tweyanza gye Tracy n'embeera bwetu bweri wano wendi waliwo tulinayo emmotoka ziringa nga 3 ezibadde zitambula okuva mu bitundu ebyekagadiyo naye nazo bazigambye zisooke ziyimirire wabula nga embeera bwetu bweri mu bitundu eby'emubende obisingako wano eno tugenda kubeera nga tubeeyongeza kati bwe tuva wano tugendako mu bifo ebirala gye bali mu kulongoosa tubeere nga tubawa updates ez'enjawulo kkiriza nkomewo gye muli Political Command Center ate mutwongereyo bitundu bya Uganda ebyenjawulo tulabe bo bakedde kuteekesa batya enteekateeka eno ey'okulongoosa.
Tweyaziza Fred Sewaje. That is live pictures that were coming in from Mubende, of course, to seeing stakeholders in terms of the implementation, taking on from the RDCs to the local leaders and the residents.
The historical is saying that time is money, that at least we should be having maybe 1 hour of an individual participating in this community initiative and then cross over to their line of business.
I think let's... honestly, I think along the way, you know, there will be a lot of alignments and changes perhaps that could be made. But I think for us as a start, especially because you're looking at just how many places we have to cover, but also you're looking at, you know, different people making their way to where they have to, the cleaning exercise has to, you know, be happening. But we also want to take a look at how Entebbe residents are, they're city dwellers, those ones as well. Entebbe is a city.
It's Entebbe city right now. It used to be a municipality. But Lawrence Mushabe is already joining us from Entebbe to paint a picture for us on what is happening right there. Lawrence Mushabe, what update do you have for us in terms of the National Cleaning Day when we look at the setting of Entebbe?
Good morning to you, Edgar, and everyone watching us this morning. I am coming to you live from Uganda's gateway, that is Entebbe municipality. And as we speak, all roads, Entebbe road is blocked already to allow people around make sure that they join the rest of the country in doing the National Cleaning Day. As we speak, we can see some of the residents, most especially here in Entebbe town, are already in gears and cleaning the area. Of course, Entebbe is one of those critical areas that should be clean as we define it as the country's gateway. Nange nsobodde okwegattako ku bantu abakedde okuyonja ekibuga Entebbe. Mukulu, nsaba kwogerako naawe. Mwebale nnyo olunaku luno olubatambulidde lutya nga bano Entebbe?
Olunaku lutambulidde bulungi. Nsooka okwebaza kansooka emalamuseeko mwasuze mutya mwenna bannayuganda ne bannantebbe. Erinnya n'eddoboozi Kaggwa Peter, chairman Fly Express Entebbe. Nze nkulira ebyentambula, ndi muvuzi wa taxi za Fly Express ze mulengera ku luguudo eziva Entebbe paka Kampala.
Olunaku mwengamwe mulutute mutya okulaba nti ekirowoozo kino mwakiguze nga bannantebbe kuba kyekimu mu bifo ebirina okubeera nga ebiyonjo?
Ekirowoozo kino twakigula okuva mu mwaka gwa 2003 Afane Muwozi oba Gino waffe Gino Muwozi bwe yajja wano otusimbira emiti gino gy'olaba egimu era yali yazze ku lunaku lwa buyonjo n'akuzaawo kye tuyita environment era yayita wano n'akyama ne ku paka we yaffe n'atusimbirawo omuti era n'atugamba nti buli mu Sunday sema mwezi tulinanga okulongoosa era kyovula nti ffe tusanze buzibu bonna mu kulongoosa kubanga olwedde ekibuga meya abadde yakitegeka nga yatugamba nga tuliki nga tuyonja era tusanyuse nnyo nti kubanga obulungi bwansi buzzeewo era n'obuyonjo mu butuufu Uganda yaffe ebadde enkyafu. Nzijukira edda mu 94 wanaliwo bwe twabeeranga mu kyalo eyo bulungi bakubanga sagala agalamidde nga tukitegeeza nti oba Saturday ng'eyo tulina okuyonja ki amakubo gaffe ebintu byaffe naye tetwalwalanga kubanga twabanga bayonjo ate nga jjukira nti ebiseera ebyo eddagala lyali litini amalwaliro gaali matini naye kati ennaku zino amalwaliro weegali eddagala muze yalitaddemu naye abantu bakyafu. Obukyafu buva mu ki? Bw'onoobeera mukyafu ojja kulwala naye bwe tunaaba bayonjo buli kimu kijja kukola ki? Tujja kiwona. So nyaniriza nnyo enkola eno era nga nsanyukidde nnyo Prime Minister ne President waffe n'abakulembeze mwenna timwenyigire mweno exercise tetugirekera awo tugibeereko buli lunaku tekoma nti buli mwezi tugibereko buli lunaku abayonja abalina oteekeddwa okuyonja tuyonje ebifo byaffe tugenda otuuka ku Saturday ey'omwezi ogusembayo eya wiiki esembayo nga tuli ki nga tuli bayonjo so nsanyuse nnyo era ngamba bannaye temunyiiga leero lunaku lwa mukaaga abaseveniste basobola okuba nga badde bagenda kusaba naye musobola okusooka ne muyonja kuba ne Katonda ayagala balamu ne Katonda ayagala bulamu naye bona okayida service ey'okumakya ate ng'oli mulwadde ekyo tekigenda tuyamba
tweyanzege katweyongereko wano twogereko ne ku bantu abalala abatujoyininze mu kuyonja ekitundu sebo gyebale olunaku luno ekirowoozo kino mwakigula nga bannentebe
twakigula nnyo ate bali basusse obukyafu era kati kye tuliko tulaba ekibuga kyonna kikoze kiteredde era tukubiriza abantu bonna gye bali bave mu by'okunyiiga bazuuke bakwanje tugende ffenna twere ffenna abeera tulina ebitiibwa naye ffe tukole ki tujje ffenna twere kyenva nkubiriza abakireese kino prime minister waffe yeebale kyakweze bali nnyo yeebalire ddala tumweyongeza n'omwezi ogujja tukiddemu nga kyekimu mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala
jangu wano eno olunaku luno tubalaba mukedde kuyonja ekitundu kino ekirowoozo kino mwakigula
ekirowoozo kino okuva edda nedda nga nkyali muto nga tulaba nga tubeera mu kyalo nga tukola nga bakuba sagala agalamidde nga ebintu mu ggwanga byaliwo kuva dda so ekintu kino nakiwagidde nnyo kibeerewo era kyeyongere mu maaso era sebo omubaka omukulembeze waffe webale nnyo okuteesa kuba ebibuga bigenda kuddamu bitereere bibeerenga bwekyalinga kuba wabangawo saagala agalamidde ng'abantu bakeera ku makya ne bayonja ne bagogola enzizi kakati tulongoosa bibuga so abakulembeze baffe abalungi eyo ku ntikko mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala ekirowoozo kino kye mwaleese ate okukomawo ekyaliwo okuva edda nedda so mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala era ebibuga bigenda kulongooka
Thank you so much. Tweyanzeke. There are some of the residents here in Entebbe that are joining the rest of the country to clean their areas. And we will keep moving around from Entebbe town. We are joining in other areas to see what is transpiring there. Let me come back to you at the Political Command Center. Good morning.
Good morning, Lawrence. Thank you so much. Tracy, is there a dress code that we did not hear about? Because it seems like there is a pattern of people donning on yellow shirts.
I think it's just
something we're missing out here.
I mean, I would not entirely think that that's the case. Maybe it's a coincidence, but away from that,
we're trying to make it partisan.
I'm also looking for the women in this particular cleaning exercise. Apart from the first team we saw in Kisenyi, where those are officials and the official launch.
Yes.
If you look at the areas of Jinja, Nakaseke, Arua, and even Entebbe, you're looking at an initiative that has perhaps really been kicked off by the men, but perhaps Jinja has different to offer. We want to cross over to Jinja and join Desire, Derek Ford, Mugumisa, to just find out how the people of Jinja are ushering in the National Cleaning Day. And in terms of movement, is how bad is the the stoppage time right there, Desire?
Tracy, thank you so much. Well, down here in Jinja, well, we came down here in the first place to watch some rugby and watch rugby start, and that will explain why we have NBA Sport all over. We left the hotel a few minutes ago, and what we had was business as usual in the suburbs, but when we got to the main road, it was blockages here and there. The first major one was right before the bridge as you cross into Jinja, and now right here at the Amber Court roundabout as you leave the bridge in a background and of course get to try and access the city. It is yet another roadblock coming in from traffic police, and it is majorly trucks that are all about their business being stopped down here. So and the first thing that the traffic officers will tell you is that up until 10 a.m. you are not going to be able to go anywhere, and it looks like it's so many people that are caught by surprise. I will be looking out for a couple of those. I do have a gentleman over here. Yes,
amanya ne dovozi mpitibwa mugoye yazidi nga nsinzidde wano Jinja
tuli wano kwamba kooti ekibuga kisanyaladde tuli ku mbeera ya buyonjo buli kintu kyonna kyeyimiridde emmotoka ziyimiridde abantu bayimiridde balikola emirimu gyonna gisanyaladde ku budde buno saano tuli bubi nnyo naye tuligezaako nnyo nti obuyonjo tukola ki tubugenda mu maaso tuli wano wakati kwamba kooti kulawunda kino kiva ku buligi kino kiva ku balakisi kino kiva mu tawuni kino kiva Iganga kale embeera eri bize wano wonna we tutuuse saawa zino
ekintu kino obadde okimanyiiko
ekintu kyonna kitegeddeko okuva olwajjo nga batugamba nti tulumenti okola obuyonjo bw'ensi oba okulabika ntuyonja ekibuga kyonna
gwe kikuyisizza kitya era obadde oli ku ki budde buneeno kiki kitegeeza eri ggwe
nti kinsanalizamuuko olw'ensonga nti emirimu kati saano kati saano edduuka lyange eriggale kuba kati saano bakasitoma sirina era ndabira ddala ng'embeera gye tulimu si nnungi ddala kusinziira ku mbeera ekibuga we kiri kweyisa saawa zino
Okay, ekyokuyonja buli lwa mukaaga olusembayo mu mwezi oli mwetegefu?
Ndi mwetegefu nnyo kuba lwedde tuba tunoonya mbeera kubeera ng'ekibuga kibeera kiyonjo kuba eno site ennamba naye ngamba nti baali kyasiza okubeera enkyafu mu Uganda yonna kale kinsanyusiza nnyo jinja okulabika nti tukola tubeere bayonjo ekibuga kibeere kiyonjo ffenna tubeere bayonjo nga bwe tufaanana
tweyanziza nnyo
nkale sewo mukama wange.
Well, as it is a little bit of an inconvenience for some of the Ugandans that we are speaking to right here, but it's also one that many are receiving positively, which, well, is something that many, as far as the authorities are concerned, will be taking as a positive thing. But yes, it is tough, I've got to say, for a number of people. However, we see that some trucks are being cleared, and we are informed that it is those that are, of course, international trucks that are being let through at the moment. Those that are dealing with domestic travel and all of those are being held up until 10 a.m. Those that are international are the ones that are being let through as we speak. Yes, that is everything that we do have down here at the Amber Court roundabout here in Ginger City, and we'll keep bringing you those updates as they get to come through.
Oh, thank you so much, Desire, joining us from Amber Court all the way from Ginger. Question is, people should be coming out of the trucks and
cars,
pick a broom. Yes, start to pick rubbish.
Tracy, not to downplay the initiatives of other people actions, but it's beyond sweeping alone. We want to see people in the trenches. There should be a lot of...
The drainage system has to certainly, so involve all of us.
It being performative, to some extent, I think let's be looking at the real
First of all, it's a good start. It's a good start. We're in the right direction. But it grows on you. It grows on you. We want to get back to Kisenyi and check in with where the particular team in Kisenyi is doing. We did have earlier the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Lupo, present. We were also with the Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority. Now, let's cross over and just find out just how the
State Minister for Environment is also there, by the way.
That as well. We did also have Pastor Luzias Mujingo. Stakeholders present. It doesn't matter if you are from the religious sector or you are from, the traditional institutions. Today, as long as you're a citizen of this country, we hope that you will take this seriously. Let us all engage. This is our country, and I think we owe it to ourselves to keep it clean. Let's cross over to Henry Mugenyi, who is in Kisenyi, and check in with the team in terms of the developments there, but also in terms of the remarks that are happening in Kisenyi. Let's now cross.
But particularly the last Saturday, all of us collectively based our country by cleaning our environments. And if we take this as a culture, you will find diseases like malaria will reduce, because what facilitates transmission of malaria is mosquitoes breeding around our homes, because you have not? So our appeal today is that let us change the culture so that we are mindful of the environment where we are, and we keep it clean all the time, whether it's markets, community places, our homes. Let's ensure that our environments remain clean all the time. And on that note, let me take the opportunity to invite the third Deputy Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, to come and give us her remarks. And thereafter, she will invite the Right Honorable Prime Minister, who will invite for us the Chief Cleaner this morning.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, colleagues, Honorable Ministers, officials from KCCA, technical team, bannamawulire tumwenna badange gyemuli. Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity to speak the language that these people can understand. First, omukyalo n'atugambye wano owa health nti health is wealth. Njagala bagamba nti obulamu bwe bugagga. Bwe bokeera ku makya nga toli mulamu tojja kusobola kukola ssente. Obukyafu bwe bakwetoolodde ojja kubeera ng'olwala. Y'ensonga etulese wano olwaleero tulabe nti abantu babeera balamu basigale nga bagagga. That's the main message etulese wano olwaleero. Abantu abamu njagala kubeebaza tubayiseeko mu nguudo ng'abamu bakola, naye abamu bagambye Prime Minister agambye tusigale awaka, bali mu bitanda beebase, balinda Prime Minister n'ettiimu ye bamala okiliininga bazuukuke bagende bakolera awakyafu. Njagala kuba mulanga abasigaddeyo babagambye mufulume mu mayumba gammwe mwetooloola ebitundu bye mubeeramu mukiliininge. Olwaleero tuli wano nga tugamba nti olunaku luno twagala okuteekamu amaanyi. Tuteekamu amaanyi mu cleaning ya buli lunaku. Naye nga buli lunaku tugamba nti keera nga bw'okeera mu bathroom era bw'obokeera ne cleaning w'okolera, w'osula, w'osiiba, buli kaseera konna ne w'otambulira. Tutambula tudropinga ebintu buli we tuyita mu mmotoka okikwata n'okisuula ebweru ne weerabira nti osudde kasasiro. Instead of okutambula ng'olina w'okiteeka, bw'otuuka awantu obeereko ne w'okiwummuza. Omwami ono atulaze akantu kano ng'agamba twawule kasasiro. Twagala twawule kasasiro nga tujjamu obuveera, nga tujjamu na biri ebivunda. Abantu ba technical people bano, technical team, basobola okubikozesa, birina emigaso emirala gye bikola. Y'ensonga lwaki tugamba nti kasasiro tumwawule. Ensi ezikulaakulanye zaawula kasasiro. Kansubire nti gwe mulanga gwaffe ogutulese wano olunaku olwaleero. Njagala kuyita Prime Minister naye nga mbeebaza mwenna abazze wano n'abo abasigaddeyo. Twongere ku buyonjo, twongere okubeera abalamu, twongere okubeera nga twetegereza buli we tuyitira. Bw'olaba nga munnaasudde akacupa mugambe nti kajeewo kateeke we kalina okubeera. Mama KCC, that is the ED, kati buvunaanyizibwa bwo okubeera ng'otuteekera dustbins mu bifo eby'enjawulo. Bwe mba nga ntambula ku street nina wensula akaveera. Bwe mba nga ntambulayo mu makubo oba mu malwaliro olina woowumuliza ebicaafu. Tusinga okuleeta obuzibu batambula naye nga tebalinawo babiteeka. So ndowooza olunaku olwaleero maama kati olina gavumenti yonna wano oba ssente z'otolina bakwongere ssente. Obanga ssente ze zitaliwo bamwongere ssente afune kasasiro. The dustbins abeere nga aziteeka mu bifo eby'enjawulo abantu baleme kunsaasaanya kasasiro buli wamu. Mama Prime Minister jangu oyogere eri eggwanga. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Bampita Nakadama Rukia, Minister akola wano nawali mu ofisi ya President ate nga ye Deputy Prime Minister owa Minister ono Prime Minister waffe omulungi Nabanja Majegere. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, the Third Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Ministers, and everybody present. Jemuli, Jemuli. Njagala kuwulira ati everybody say, Jemuli, Jemuli. Bana muli mutya bannaffe. Your Excellency, it is with great honor that I stand here on this very special day of the launch of the National Cleaning Days initiative that was started by His Excellency the President and to be launched by you, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Major Retired Jessica Rose Appel Arupo aliomu bwatiyeka. Bana Uganda bannange mwenna kino kye tukola tumaze omwaka mulamba nga tufumba, because the cabinet that was held on Monday 11th August 2025 approved the National Cleaning Days initiative and for the launch and implementation. Allow me to congratulate the National Organizing Committee, which I chair. The National Organizing Committee consists of the Vice President, but the Vice President is too big, and so I'm there. Nze njikubiriza the Minister of Health, Office of the President, Minister of Water and Environment, Minister of ICT and National Guidance, KCCA, aba KCCA namwe we muli mweno committee, Ministry of Local Government, bonabona ba ministers. In fact, we said let this be the whole of government approach. Government yonna mweri nga Minister wa Health bwabagambye ebitundu 7 ku bulwadde obututigomya mu malwaliro obusinga tusobola obutangira era buva ku bujama, ebiddukano, omusujja guva ku bukyafu olw'okuba tosobodde kusaawa esike kuli okumpi oba okugyawo amazzi agalegamye, ensiri ne zizaalira omwo ne zivaawo ne zijja zikuluma oba ne ziruma abaana, ekivaamu omusujja ne gututira ki abaana baffe. And so once this initiative is implemented, I mean the National Cleaning Days, we will strengthen our commitment to enhance household incomes. How? Because abantu baba tebajja kulwala, that means abantu bana tebalwadde, abantu baffe bajja kuba balamu ate bakole emirimu gyabwe. Your Excellency, we have a slogan for this day, and it is as follows: a clean Uganda is everybody's responsibility. Uganda ennyonjo buvunaanyizibwa bwa buli muntu, oli mwana, oli mukyala oba oli musajja, ffenna kituvunaanyizibwako. A clean Uganda is everybody's responsibility. If we embrace this slogan, we shall be agents of change in our respective communities. We shall be able to change mindsets of our people. And this resounds the critical role that proper waste management, sanitation, and hygiene plays, not only in a prerequisite to health, but also for the well-being of tourism and everybody productive. And so members, sagala kubamalira budde, we have the guidelines. Tuludde nga tufuma amagaali tutukoledde mwaka. Here are the guidelines. Ate buli muntu twamuwadde omulimu gwe. Ministry ya Health obuvunaanyizibwa bwayo ebumanyi. Byonna biwandiike muno. Abamu badde bagaa tukiguddemu bugwi nedda. Nga bwe mumanyi gavumenti yaffe ya NRM yo eina oli tumuyita champion, the lead champion. President ye lead champion. Era kyemanyi naye waali saawa zino ateekwa kubanga alongoosa. Mumukubire mu ngalo ez'amaanyi. kakati champion tasobodde kujja n'atusindikira champion omulala uno mumulaba ate ye yakedde fena n'atusooka oyo naye madamu njagala okusiima kubanga wansoose ate nange no bamanyi sisaaga naye mbadde ekyabulawo eddakiika 10 omukolo gutandike naye nsanze wansoose. I want to apologize. Nze naalibadde nkwaniriza si kyekyo obudde bukyali twagala kweyongera okulongoosa buli muntu ali wano tukyayagala okukola obudde tukyalinayo essaawa namba n'olwensonga eyo saagala kubamalira budde. Your Excellency, allow me to invite you to speak to Uganda on this very important day.
Please take your seats. Sit down. The Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama, the Third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, the Honorable Ministers present, the Members of Parliament present, the KCCA Executive Director, and your deputies, the senior government officials in your respective ranks and appointments, including the security teams present, the city leaders like the RCCs, the RDCs in that category, the LC1 chairman of this cell and all your members of the committee, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mbalamuziza nyo mwena. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, ne Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, babalamuziza nyo. Mwebale okuja ensi n'obutonde bwaffe. I heard the Honorable Anywa was saying mwebale kuja okulongoza egwanga byaffe. Nze Namakula Alupo Jessica So today is a national day, and I request you to allow me to speak in English. And I want to start by thanking all of you for turning up here this morning, and indeed all the Ugandans who have turned up in their respective areas for national cleaning, including those that are cleaning at home, that are cleaning in the villages. I thank you very much for welcoming and embracing this initiative. Let's thank ourselves for embracing the initiative. Uganda has two angles of fighting disease. One of the angles is curative, and the second one is preventive. And over the years, His Excellency the President has led Uganda in implementing all the two angles. But all those two angles require and need the intervention of all members of the community. For instance, on the angle of preventive, we have 4 main channels which government has been pursuing and working together with you to fight disease. Firstly, immunization. I thank you for always taking your children to health facilities to get immunization. The second one is nutrition. The Ministry of Health is always guiding all the population on how to observe diet which is safe enough to keep us healthy. The third one is physical exercise. When we do physical exercise, we fight incommunicable diseases. We empower our bodies to resist incommunicable diseases. And the fourth angle is sanitation and hygiene. Sanitation and hygiene is the reason why we are here today. We know that many of the people in Uganda are already observing that principle of sanitation and hygiene. But we are here to enhance the effort that we are already putting in place or that we have already been putting in place. And that's why when we have flooding in Kampala when it is raining, it is because the plastic bottles have blocked the drainage channels. It is because the caveras have blocked the drainage channels. And when we have flooding, we are at a risk of exposing the population to waterborne diseases, including diarrhea, dysentery, etc., which are killer diseases, especially to the children. So this intervention will go a long way in enhancing the sanitation and hygiene initiative that the Ministry of Health has already been educating you and sensitizing you about. So we should take this initiative very seriously, because we know that a general cleaning like this will give all of us the sense of belonging together as Ugandans, a sense of looking in one direction as Ugandans. The technical teams from health are always telling us that a healthy population is a wealthy population. The government wants you to implement livelihood programs like Emioga, like PDM, when you are healthy. Because when you are not healthy, it is difficult to implement them. And when you are healthy, you do not need to spend money for treatment. And that means that government also uses that money which would have otherwise been used to buy so many drugs, to hire so many workers in the health sector. Now that money can be channeled to other productive sectors of government. And that means strengthening of our economy and the growth of our GDP. So that is the angle of preventive. We know that sometimes Ugandans fall sick. That's why the second angle of curative is also a fundamental area where government is investing resources and will continue investing resources. And that's why we have health center 3s in every sub-county, health center 4s in every county, hospitals in every district, regional referral hospitals in every region, and specialized hospitals like Mulago and the Women Hospital, Lubowa Hospital, and new specialized hospitals which government is going to establish in Rwengo and Katakwi. So we know that occasionally, even when we clean, there can be some incidences of illness or sickness. So government will continue investing in that angle of curative. But we are saying that 75% of the diseases are preventable. How? One of the areas is what we are handling today. And those other three which I have already mentioned. Therefore, Uganda is firmly set on a path to accelerate her transformation in a middle-income country through the promotion of a healthy, productive, and dignified living conditions for all our people. A clean and healthy environment is a critical foundation for this transformation. Accordingly, Cabinet at its sitting on Monday, 11th August 2025, approved the National Cleaning Days initiative for nationwide launch and implementation. This initiative adopts a whole-of-government and whole-of-society approach aimed at empowering communities across the country to recognize their primary role in maintaining their own health by addressing social determinants of health. Fellow Ugandans, cleanliness begins with each one of us. When our homes, streets, markets, schools, places of worship, and workplaces are dirty, we expose ourselves and our children to preventable diseases, as I have already said. Poor waste management, poor segregation of waste, irresponsible disposal practices, and irregular cleaning of our surroundings are a danger to all our lives and our neighbors. Therefore, cleaning is not optional. It is essential, and it reflects a sense of responsibility and patriotism from each and every one of us. The National Cleaning Days are therefore not just government-led activities or ceremonies. They are about changing our mindset, and cleaning should begin at the household level and extend to our communities. We must not wait for government workers. Uganda belongs to all of us, and each citizen has a duty to keep it clean. When you are in the taxi, be responsible enough to ensure that after drinking a bottle of water, keep that empty bottle until you reach where there is a dustbin and you drop it there. That's what this means. When you are walking along the streets and you see a cavera, there is no harm picking it up and placing it in the right place. This is what this means. When we have a ceremony in a public place and we serve our guests with the takeaway, with those packages, after the ceremony, there is no harm volunteering to clean up the place before we depart the venue. This initiative will be conducted every last Saturday of the month from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. by everyone living in Uganda and at all levels. The Office of the Prime Minister will coordinate the initiative, working closely with the implementing ministries, departments, and agencies, including the Ministry of Health as the lead technical ministry, the Ministry of Water and Environment, the Ministry of Local Government, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Ministry of Education and Sports, Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Ministry of Internal Affairs, among others. Finally, I call upon religious leaders, cultural leaders, all political leaders in your respective capacities, the resident district commissioners, all the youth fraternity, development partners, the private sector, the local governments, and the cities, including municipalities, community leaders, champions, and the influencers, including you, the members of the media, to lead by example within your respective institutions and communities. I particularly urge our youth to take the lead in this effort. You have the energy, innovation, and influence to inspire positive behavioral change. Let cleanliness become part of our identity and a source of pride as a country. The government will continue providing local government, cities, municipalities with the equipment, including those trucks for removing rubbish, the gloves, and other associated equipment to do with the waste management issues in their respective areas of responsibility. And I request you, when you receive the equipment, to put it in good use. Keep it in a well-maintained state so that at any one time they are able to be used when the occasion demands. Once fully implemented, the National Cleaning Days will strengthen our communities, reduce preventable diseases, lower catastrophic household health expenditures, enhance productivity, and contribute to improved household incomes and national development. And the issue of waste management in our country as a policy is being fast-tracked so that in the waste management sites, the waste is used to produce fertilizers. It is also used to produce energy and many other valuable products that can be used again by members of the community. So we have discussed that in Cabinet, and we are going to fast-track that with those companies that are charged with the responsibility of waste management in our country. The exercise today is going to be a good example to all of us that together we can have a clean environment. A clean Uganda, as I said again, means a healthier family, safer community, and a stronger image for our country. As you all know, that Uganda is one of the most suitable destinations for tourists and investors globally. Let us therefore make cleanliness a daily habit, not an occasional activity, and each of us should play our part. Uganda will be clean, healthy, and prosperous with all our effort together. I thank all the people who are contesting as LOC1 chairman. It is a clear demonstration that the 4 principles of NRM are working: of nationalism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. I call upon all Ugandans to walk to their polling stations on Tuesday 28th and cast their vote democratically for the choice of the candidates that they wish to lead the villages. And I call upon members of NRM to accelerate the mobilization efforts so that we can secure the biggest majority of the LC1 chairmen who are going to be elected on Tuesday 28th. NRM oye? So this village we are sure, and also neighboring villages. I thank you once again for inviting me, and His Excellency the President and Mama Janet sent you their warm regards. And now with these few remarks, I hereby officially launch the National Cleaning Days to be conducted nationally every last Saturday of the month from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. by everyone living in Uganda, for God and my country.
Still watching NBS. Thank you so much. You're still watching NBS television. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. This is Morning Breeze Extra. That is the Vice President, Namakula Jessica Alupo, who is from Addressing the Nation. In terms of the roadmap for the National Cleaning Day activities, remember, this has been made a mandate. Every particular last Saturday of the month, you will be mandated to go and do some cleaning for your environment. Tracy, the Vice President hints on various issues. First of all, prevention, saying it should be a culture. Let's be preventing before we even cure ourselves. But also, as a country, we should be moving in one direction when it comes to cleanliness. Absolutely. Just, right on those very remarks by the Vice President, you also had the Prime Minister, Robinah Nabbanja, really also introduced the slogan. Yes. Many were looking forward to what slogan it would be, and it is a clean Uganda is everybody's responsibility. Collective responsibility here is the call as we take on yet a new culture as a country. And you also, I think, what really caught my attention is Namakula Warugave. Yes. They also hint on the fact that we should be separating rubbish. This is not a culture that we do. There is what we call organic waste. Then there is what we call inorganic waste. So mostly Ugandans should learn that you should have 2 bins. One bin is for the organic waste that you can actually turn into fertilizers, feeds, and things like that. Then there is also plastic. Things that when we say reuse, reduce, recycle, that is something that perhaps we need to go back on the drawing board and start to sensitize masses. If you're looking at waste as just ordinary waste, there are other things that could actually be byproducts of waste, including energy, a source of energy, but also many other things, including the fertilizer, like the Vice President did allude to. But we want to take you around the country as we take on this day, the National Cleaning Day. We head to Fort Portal, join Julius Nabemanya, Abatoro Nabatoro Kati. We want to find out Kandinywe,
Balam Barugahare is on ground.
Minister for Local Government.
Everybody that looks at Balam Barugahare wants to
things moved. Probably some cleaned yesterday instead of today. But let's check in with Julius Nabemanya. Very good morning. We also want to find out how the people of Fort Portal have responded to National Cleaning Day. Julius.
Well, thank you so much. Good morning to you. I'm coming to you live from Mpanga Market here in Fort Portal Tourism City. This is the only tourism city in Uganda. Yes, and we are honored this morning to have the Minister for Local Government, Balam Barugahare Ateng, is here to officially launch this clean-up exercise. You're welcome, Honorable Minister. How do we start the day? We are live on NBS TV.
tutangirire muna abatoro nywe na barano na banaiganda nywe na bara TV ya NBS na TVZ mwebale tuli Fort Potro urubuga rwa tourism kwa Kagambire tugenda kubantu chinga tourism tugenda kubantu chinga cleaning up exercise tujja cleaning aga every last Saturday of the month kuruga saa emu ya nyenchakara paka saa ina za nyenchakara. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Her Excellency the Vice President, His Excellency the President, the CDF, and everyone is taking part in this clean-up exercise in different locations, some in their compounds, some on the street already. So here in Fort Potro, we have been lucky to be joined with partners, MTN Uganda, who have decided that in this exercise, they will partner with all local governments, all municipalities, all cities, to ensure they provide us with the essentials like brooms, beds, and all the other needed items that will enable clean-up exercise. On top of that, the government of Uganda also intends to invest in this exercise. The purpose of the exercise is to improve hygiene in our communities so that we can reduce diseases that are caused by poor hygiene. In Fort Potro, as we commence our movement, I don't know where is the mayor, where is the road mayor, where is the city mayor. Actually, so as we commence the walk, we are going to walk to the hip where rubbish had created a permanent residence. Here in Fort Potro, there is a place where they say that is the home of rubbish. So Kabondeire. So we are going to Kabondeire. Before you leave Fort Potro, Kabondeire must be clean. Yeah. If it is not clean, the people responsible will be cleaned. That is why I'm here. Actually, Honorable Minister, that's what I wanted to ask next. Many in offices here, their hearts are beating a little faster, wondering whether this cleanup will always stop at the city here at the lodge, or it will go also to clean their papers in the offices. What do you have to say about that? I can assure you, today I came for cleanup exercise, but at appropriate time, at an opportune time, I will return for Potro, just like all the other districts and cities, to make sure the cleanup, the deep cleanup happens. Because without the deep cleanup, whatever we are doing now, we are wasting time. However, let's start with this for today. This is a symbolic event, a national event in nature. Let's start with the cleanup. Then when it comes to accountability, transparency, and assessing the impact of the different government programs and how far they have gone, and the road fund, the hospitals, the schools, and all these other things, the day for Fort Potro and Toro will be given. Next, tomorrow, we shall be in Masaka, Greater Masaka, for 5 days, where we shall spend 5 days doing the deep cleanup, the one-to-one cost. But from Masaka, we shall now connect to Mbarara, to Mayor Kachewet. That is next Monday. We shall be in Mbarara. We shall be in Mbarara next Monday, not this coming Monday. The other Monday, we shall be in Mbarara. We shall join our friend, the Mayor of Mbarara, to make sure everything is clean in Mbarara. Then from Mbarara, we shall go to Sinjiro. Then on Wednesday, I will meet all mayors and the chairperson 0C5 with the colleagues ministers, and the guest of honor will be Her Excellency the Vice President in Kampala Tisiro Royal, where we shall brief them that the transparency and accountability is not stopping in any district anytime soon. They shall cover all the 146 districts, all the 10 cities. We shall cover all the 76,000 villages. We shall cover all the 2,000 plus sub-counties, all the 395 constituencies will be covered by our exercise, a deep cleanup, where we shall assess the impact of road fund. Is road fund enough, or people are eating it? Who are the people eating it? Did they work on the road, or they never worked on the road? The tarmac road, those which were meant to be under Usubi, were they done to standard, or they were not? Lighting, do cities have lighting or no lighting? Have the cities all named their streets or not? So that is what we are going to do. So tomorrow, that is after tomorrow, Monday, Masaka City and the Greater Masaka districts. The other week, I will meet my friends in Ueju, Sinjiro, Mbarara. Mbarara will be number 1 on Monday next week. Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Minister. That is the program from Minister, and we are coming to you, as I said, from Fort Potro here. What is happening right now? We are setting off from Mpanga Market to Kabondeire, the said area that is, according to Minister. So let us start. So we are going to start with Kabondeire, then from Kabondeire we shall move in the whole state. That is it. I'm Sir Julius Nagmanya.
Sir Julius,
Atenyi Baram, we extend our greetings from the political commerce. Empako
Amot. But Tracy, away from that, really, it's how the country is receiving Balam. Yesterday, Balam, outside his hotel, there were various individuals just clouting there, trying to show support to what he's doing. And today he's saying that I'm going to Kabundeire. Kabundeire is actually notorious for being one of the dampest. But we still have conversations going on. Let's cross over to Joseph Omagol, who is in Arua City, to also paint a picture for us on what is happening there. I saw a likelihood of very many people digging out those trenches. So Joseph Omagol, paint a picture for us on how the cleaning day is being received in Arua City.
Well, Tracy and Karuhanga, thank you so much. And I think you can actually see the exercise here in Arua City started much earlier with the participants, the people from the local surrounding areas of the city coming out on the streets to try and clean. And I actually passed around much earlier, around 7:00, and I saw the Uganda Police Force deploying to ensure that the people actually participate in this exercise. What is important to note is that Arua has been known in the recent years as a dirty city, and the locals have been saying that the city council has not done much to ensure that the hygiene of the place is desirable. And so far, people are saying this activity of national cleaning has actually come at the right time, and that's why they are participating in this. By 7:15, you could actually see that the Boda stages, the bus parks, the taxi parks were all busy, but not in the usual way. This time around, they were carrying spades, they were carrying rakes, they were carrying brooms to come out and participate in the cleaning over the drainages, the roads, and also the streets. You can see the images there. Different participants from Arua City have actually participated in this exercise. Now, I just want to speak to some of these people who are cleaning these streets. Welcome to NBS TV. I just want to understand why you have decided to participate in the cleaning over this city today. We start with. You can talk. Why have you decided to come and join the cleaning exercise?
We want the cleanliness. The best thing for the town is the cleanliness. But there's no order for Arua City. City Council, they have not given the orders to people. People, they relax. So they come on and remember things they are too dirty. That's why they remember good ideas. So that's why they are on the field. They are now doing their work. So that they let the town be very smart.
Okay, so you think this is very good for Arua City?
It's very nice.
Okay.
Better than the old.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. Of course, for me, his complaint is that the authorities seem not to be on the ground to ensure that the people are actually cleaning. So some part of the population is a bit relaxed. Welcome to NBS. Can you tell us why you are participating in this and what exercise of the cleaning are you doing?
I'm participating because this is a new. No, the city council doesn't mind about to clean those the small issues, but we civilians we decide to clean those parts. So that's why we're organizing our day to clean this generation now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, and well done so far. So far, where I'm standing here is Rhino Camp Road, and I can actually tell you that a lot of people have come out, young, old, women, men, are all participating in the cleaning exercise. And I've seen them opening up the drainages. The drainage system.
Tracy, exactly, that's what I was telling you about, the drainage system, and I think Arua is leading in that front.
I like that, different people and different, areas also know what should be prioritized, whether it is drainage channels or actually it's a heap of rubbish. But speaking of that, we also now want to head to Makindye and join Henry Mugenyi to share with us what the people of Makindye are up to as we observe the National Cleaning Day. Henry, thank you so much for getting back to us. Let's get into just how Makindye is taking on this mantle. What are some of the key areas of concern? But also, in terms of mobilization, do you think the message has resonated with the communities in Makindye?
Thank you very much, Tracy. Now, like you've said, I'm coming to you live from Makindye. It was earlier on downtown Kampala, where the national event was really commemorated from, where the Vice President, Prime Minister, Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Health, Kampala Capital City Authority Executive Director, but also the Director for Public Health, that is Dr. Sarah Zarango, where they were really communicating to the masses of why this very day is important to us as citizens of the country. But I've been moving around this underbelly of the country, and now I'm in Makindye. But key things in Makindye, I found a very interesting piece of story. A man that is differently abled, that has really swept like 6 kilometers. When we was interacting with him, sweeping around 6 kilometers, that is not easy and is differently abled. I want to speak to him really to understand where does he really get the zeal to push in like this. Sebo, a very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hey. Your name?
My name is Nwagaba Yasin. Nampita Yasin Nwagaba.
Bakwita Yasin Nwagaba. Yasin Nwagaba, gwo mu kubavuddeyo okujja okwera, kiki ekikusindiikiriza okuvaayo?
Kinsindiikiriza okuvaayo okwera kwagala nsi yange. Ensi yange erina kubeera nnyonjo. Kyova olaba nga nvuddeyo nange ninjira era nasanyuse nnyo. Bwe nawulidde nti maama Nabbanja yataddewo ekiragiro abantu bakeere ku makya buli lwa mukaaga beere, butuufu nawulidde essanyu. Kubanga bwe natambulako nga ngenze e Kenya ne maama okunzijanjaba olw'embeera eno ey'obulema gye ndimu. Kuba abanzijanjabiranga eyo Kenya bwe nali nfunye obulwadde bw'obukosefu buno eno. Kati bwe twagendayo naye nalabayo enkola eno nga beera buli lwa mukaaga bakiyita oba Ssaalongo. Mu Kenya bakiyita Ssaalongo.
Bantu bangi abasigadde waka abatavuddeyo okujja kwenyigira mu kaweefube ono. You're differently abled naye ovuddeyo okujja kwenyigira mu kaweefube ono. Abasigadde waka eyo oba bubaka ki?
Abasigadde waka eyo ze nandibadde mbagamba kino sigenda kyogera mu bubi naye beeryazaamaanya. Kubanga mu butuufu eno nsi yaffe ate agali awamu ge gali ennyama, ge galuma ennyama. Babaganda bwe batyo bakyogera, agali awamu ge gali ennyama. So nandibadde ngamba beeryazaamaanya bo nga bo. Naye singa babadde bavuddeyo ne tukwasiza wamu kino ne tukikwasizamu ne tukola ku eno nsi yaffe bw'ebeera ennyonjo, naffe tulabika bulungi. Era ne Uganda bagenda giteeka ku mutindo ogwa waggulu ogw'ensi yonna nti Uganda nungi nga bw'olaba kati boogera ku Rwanda nti ekibuga Rwanda tosobola suula kacupa awo, tosobola sigendangayo. Naye na mikwano gyange bagamba nti e Rwanda tosobola suula adde kacupa, era bakwata ng'osudde akacupa oba akaveera bakusiba. Kitegeeza naffe Uganda kituwa essanyu okubeera nga boogera ku Uganda nti bw'ogenda e Uganda buli w'otambula w'oyita wayonjo.
Wangambyeko bwe nakusangidde waggulu eri nti waakera kilomita 6 w'omalidde olunaku olwaleero oyeze kilomita nga mmeka? Era ndaba wooyeze wanjawulo muko.
Ziyinza okuba kati ziweze kilomita nga 8. Kuba olw'embeera yange enjera gye njeramu naawe oba ogiraba. Ziyinza okuba kati nnyongeddeko kilomita nga 2.
Bano be bamu ku batuuze b'e Makindye wano. This is the Luwafu stretch from Makindye Military Court straight to Salama Road. This is the stretch. The residents in this community have really turned up to clean their environment. If Ibrahim can take you around, you can see that the streets are really clean. The streets are really clean. To see that residents of Makindye, Luwafu area, I think to me and where I've passed, they get a distinction because many have really turned up. Back to you, Tracy and Karuhanga at the command center. Karuhanga, these are your areas, sir. I am here to report to you that your community has responded.
Of course, you had to say that, Henry Mugenyi. Thank you so much for joining us. Tracy, that's a challenge. Yeah. A differently abled who is willing and also looking forward.
8 kilometers.
That's not
8 kilometers small. Is, they say wenkomye okutegera because you have people that are still sleeping that could have, like he said, joined the cause. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. It's quite the journey. But hopefully, we have have quite some time. I think it's almost an
hour and a
hour.
half, so you can still wake up
you can still
and
make your
actually
way
participate
to a place around you.
All right, now let's cross over to Lukia Nantaba, who is coming to us live from Kabale, that is in Kigezi sub-region, to paint a picture for us also on how they have received this particular initiative. So Lukia, if you can hear me live and direct, paint a picture for us in Kabale municipality, how is it going, but generally in the entire Kigezi region.
Very good morning, Jared and Tracy in the studios. The picture you're getting in your background is the Kabale Municipal Authorities together with Kabale District local government and as well as the Kabale Central Market traders who are here to kick off the cleaning project like any other country, any other district within the country, and they are soon kicking off. But with me on set is the Lord Mayor for Kabale Municipality, that is Byamudisha Sentaro, who is going to take us through on why have they delayed, because at exactly 7 we saw some vehicles, they were still meandering around the town as well as the borders. But he's going to take us through because in his speech just a few minutes ago, we've had him cautioning the bus users, the border riders, as well as the vehicle owners who are still driving around Kabale town. Lord Mayor, you're live on NBS Morning Breeze. If you can take us through how is the cleaning going on? Have you started? What time are you kicking off? And what is that called? Because we've seen so many buses, so many drivers around the town driving.
Thank you very much. Of course, this is the kickoff. People are still, in that situation where they think it's the government calling for them.
Yes.
But I want to thank the government headed by the president for this initiative. It has been long overdue because people should know that a healthy mind in a healthy body, and prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
There are diseases that we have been having because of the situations, the environment that we are in.
Yes.
So we want to thank the government, and this initiative we need to have better guidelines on how best we can handle, because you see we had the school kids who were going to school, but I don't know, on the Saturday even it is a bit funny. But I also thank the police, because when I woke up at 7, I found when the police was already had already started the operation, and we want to thank even the army, because the small part that we have done, I think the police has played a big role.
Okay.
And you have had me cautioning. People are still joking. They think is the other. We are still in the past. But one, I want to caution, and I'm very serious on this. One, the borders today they have taken it rightly, and the bus operators. And even some shops, you see some shops they are closed. But next time we are going to sit as council, put a bylaw. You don't clean, we close you until you comply. Because this is a serious thing, and a presidential directive mostly coming from cabinet. That is almost a law. So people should know, and it is for their good. People should not look at it as a punishment. This is for our own good. Cleaning or washing yourself. I've told them at times when someone is sick to get an injection or to take medicine, at times they force you because people don't know. There are those who don't know that minus taking medicine, you can die. So we are going, some of our people, we shall keep on enforcing until people get to understand that this should be part and parcel of their
Tracy and Gerard, you've heard from the Lord Mayor, that is Emmanuel Byamudisha Sentaro, who is the mayor for Kabale Municipality. He has strongly passed a warning to shops who are still closed at this very time of the hour, as well as the bus operators whom we are still seeing driving around Kabale town. But shortly after this live, we are going to join the rest of the team to ensure that we do bring you the cleaning story in subsequent bulletins, that is NBS Amasengeje and NBS Live at 9. Let me take you back in the political command center. Good morning.
Well, thank you so much there, Kia Nantawa, joining us from the Kigezi sub-region. Those are live pictures on your screen coming in from Queensway, right there, Kampala. Quiet. Now, remembering that it is National Cleaning Day, and the Clean Uganda is everybody's responsibility. We want to cross over. Ramson, a very good morning again. Let's get into just the traffic in itself, where you're joining us from, but also who is taking part in the cleaning where you are.
Well, Tracy, I am at Clock Towers, famously known as the Sawa ya Queen. Don't want to ask me about a Sawa for now, but I can tell you the environment here is that it is strictly cleaning that is happening. This is certainly one of the most busy roads across Kampala if you come around, because we are talking about a road that comes from Musambia connecting from here, then also Entebbe Road coming here. But what we are seeing right now is totally cleaning. Security people have been deployed in this particular place, blocking people that come from Entebbe Road, those that are walking and those that are driving. You must first explain yourself, who you are and why you are driving a car or why you are riding on a motorcycle. Those that dodge from passing down here and use the flyover, the police people and the military that has been staged at the end of, just at the end of the flyover, where people that are walking at the flyover drop from, and that is where they are picked and stopped and asked to clean. So literally the streets remain literally empty for now. The traffic is literally not there, Tracy. It is only specific cars that you can be able to see, ambulances if there are any, or security cars that are moving, either patrolling or those that are leading, you know, government officials and that are moving. Those are the only specific cars that we have seen. There are a few taxis, I think 7 a.m. caught them around this particular place. And those, they were parked aside the road. I do not know where the occupants went. Probably they were also picked and, you know, forced to clean. We did find those taxis, this particular here, but there are no occupants in there. Certainly it's because the exercise is for cleaning. So whoever is picked and found walking, they are stopped and they are forced to clean. Certainly there are those that Tracy might want or might have thought they would dodge and start moving and try to dodge police officers and security people. But the deployment seemed to have been strategic, Tracy, and those of you that are viewing NBS, that they are in different places and trying to see that cleaning is observed, you know, to make sure that people participate in this exercise. Those that are not willing or those that cannot, you know, encourage themselves to clean, being, you know, encouraged, you know, forcefully to participate in the exercise. For now, Kampala, that's how the situation by the way has been, because I started from Kampala Road, connected to Jinja Road. Now, of course, I have arrived at Clock Tower, and the situation seems not to be much different, Tracy. I want to come back to you at the political command center. Tracy, unless
Ramson,
you have any question.
Thank you so much, Ramson. That is quite the clear picture.
You move around, then you get you. Do your job. If you missed out, why are you roaming around?
I mean, get a broom.
Get a broom.
Get yourself busy right there. But, well, we continue to keep you updated from Soroti to Kampala, all the way to Kigezi. We are making sure you are up to speed with what's happening on a National Cleaning Day. This will be one of many every Saturday, last Saturday of the month. Three from the hours of 7 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. And as of this morning, you are watching NBS Morning Breeze Extra. Edgar, Matthew Karhang and myself bringing you up to speed with the situation in the country. We want to certainly head to other places, Edgar.
Of course, yes. Now we head to Kasese, where Fahad Masereka is coming to us live in terms of the National Cleaning Day. We are still making touching tabs on the country, how it is looking like, but of course how this is redefining our culture of having a cleaner city. So Fahad Masereka, what is happening in Kasese in terms of the National Cleaning Day?
Morning to you at the Political Command Center, Tracy and Karuhanga. Well, those pictures that you see in the background are the people that are cleaning, and these are local leaders here in Kasese municipality, but also the locals themselves, the residents. And that exercise started at 7, just as the directive was communicated. And I want to join the mayor, Kasese municipality, to explain to us how he finds the first day of cleaning. Mayor, if you may join, kindly join me here, Mayor. Let us know, how do you rate the first day of cleaning?
Thank you very much, dear viewer. The first day of cleaning in Kasese here has been so good because people have exactly turned up, and I thank the police, the army, the RDC for the cooperation, and the people themselves because they have been motivated, self-motivated sweepers, and we are doing it well, and the whole district has complied. So Kasese, the day is so good.
Okay. We saw some isolated cases where some border riders were still riding at 7 and beyond. What would you tell those borders going forward?
I would like to also inform and tell the border riders that they must consider themselves as Ugandans, and this is a directive to all Ugandans in the country. So I want to also inform them that please comply, because this one will not escape. We are there to make sure we monitor that this exercise becomes a success. Please, you are Ugandans, taxi drivers, borders, you are Ugandans, comply, and that one must be there till now.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I want to also get the RDC to also tell us how security has managed this exercise today. RDC, you're welcome and you're live on NBS. Yes. Kindly tell us, how has security managed this exercise?
I have to appreciate people of Kasese for the compliance, because we were expecting hard time with people, but now people are just coming in, doing it as it's, in fact, it is self-motivated. I thank them for that. We have no way, we didn't use any force for calling anybody, except that just yesterday we allowed to them that today you have the clean day. And the people, much as okay, these some other people delayed somehow to come, and some other BB riders have also tried one or two there, but the bigger percentage, I'm happy that they have complied. Yes, and I thank the Ugandans. Let's embrace the cabinet decision of, in fact, cleaning. You are just cleaning our own places, not their places of our seniors. And I'm happy that if you look at the municipality, it's very clean. And earlier, I also started to keep Kasese clean, but I just joined and clapped my hands together with the government, and I thank the Prime Minister and the whole cabinet of initiating this Keep Uganda Clean as such.
Thank you so much, Tracy and Karuhanga. That is it from Kasese, but just as you know, this district this municipality is one of the cleanest municipalities that we have in the country. And just as you see, there is very little that the people are picking, just a few from the trenches, from the drainage systems, and that is it. I shall keep updating you on what will be happening later in our subsequent bulletins. Let me get back to you, Tracy and Karuhanga at the Political Command Center.
Thank you so much, Fahad Masereka. And of course, as we are speaking today, in Kampala and its surrounding areas generate up to 2,500 tons of rubbish each and every day. If we are to equate it to the language that we understand, 1 ton is equivalent to 1,000 kilograms. So each and every day, we have over 2.5 million kilograms of rubbish that is collected from Kampala and the metropolitan areas. So that speaks to the challenge that we are having today. Now let's continue understanding what is happening all over the country in terms of the National Cleaning Day. And right now we cross over to Farish Magembe, Musajja wa Kabaka. Awoli abalyanaka bakedde okubanga beerongoosa bakitutte batya, enkola eyimiridde etya, kwegamba Masaka yeetunudde etya enkya ya leero. Farish Magembe ku lunaku luno olw'okulongoosa eggwanga.
Buteebwe banyo Dalton nalaba NBS mu kaseera kano wano wenyimiridde ndi ku welcome bannamasaka bakaza welcome naye oyingirira ekibuga Masaka era kyolaba mu kaseera kano amaloboozi g'owulira agatali gange ga nkumbi ga lweyo olukaaba mu kaseera kano nga bannamasaka n'abantu abavudde mu bitundu eby'enjawulo bagezaako okubanga balongoosa ekibuga kino Masaka wamu mu okukwatira awamu ate n'okuteekesa ekiragiro kino ekyateereddwawo ekyokulaba nga eggwanga Uganda lirongoosebwa. Mu kaseera kano wano wendi welcome ndina omwogezi wa poliisi mu kitundu kino eky'e Masaka ate agenda okuba nga atunnyonnyolamu so okufa ekiragiro kino kisobodde kitya okuba nga kiteekesebwa mu nkola. Naye bulabe emabega wange si bantu abulijjo bokka bokka be balongoosa. Ono golaba wano mu poliisi ate ow'ennyota naye eyeekwatiddemu okusobola okulaba nga alongoosa ndowooza bwenkyusa nnyo osobola okuba nga omulaba naye nga yeekwatiddemu mu nsonga eno okusobola okulaba nga alongoosa. Naye negatiddwako omwogezi wa poliisi mu kitundu kino eky'e Masaka Kasiri ayogerera Masaka West ate ne Masaka East okutubuulira musofa embeera eno etambudde etya. Fantu Kasiri ensaba otwegatteko wano ate obe ng'otubuulira sofa ekiragiro kino kitambudde kitya mwenga bannamasaka musobodde mutya okukiteekesa mu nkola?
Ekiragiro kino kikoze bulungi kubanga ate ffe twalagiddwa ne mbuwandiike ku bye tulina okukola era abasirikale baffe era obalaba Uganda Police prisons ne UPDF twalaganiramu okulaba nga ekiragiro kino kiteekebwa mu nkola. Kino ekiragiro kirina n'ebintu bye tukifunamu bingi nti abantu baffe beeyongezaako ekibadde kitaliiwo omuntu ng'ava waka n'agenda ku mulimu so okweyonja kugenda mu maaso ate n'ebyobulamu tusobola bigenda kulongooka. So ffe twebaza omukulembeze w'eggwanga eyakirabidde awala n'abeera nga olunaku luno luweebwayo essaawa zino okubeera nga abantu bayonja ebibuga byabwe n'ebyo gye bawangaalira.
Tuliddeko ku bakwatiddwa enkya ya leero bano ki ekibakwasiza kyennyini?
Ekikwasa abantu kunyoomoola kiragiro ne baagala okuteekawo amalala nti bo tebagenda kulongoosa. Ffe tuba tulina okubeera naawe okulaba nga tukakasa nti no kituli mu kukola kiri mu mateeka tubalina era nga tujja nabatwala mu mbuga z'amateeka bavunaanibwa.
Temusobola bajjo ne batandikirawo ne balongoosa
bwe baba nga beemenye ne bategeera nti ekibalina okukola kinaako obuzibu nga tubajjayo nga balongoosa naye kasita bagaana ffe tuba tulina obbateeka gye balina ndowooza tulinawo abantu kati nga 5 be twakafuna ababadde batambira mu mmotoka ya Nuuwa naye tubalina mu kaduukulu kaffe ng'embeera bwetandika okugenda mu maaso naye nga tutambudde bulungi. Bannamasaka nga bwe tewali mmotoka zitambula okuggyako ezo ezirina okutambula omuli ambulances omuli emmotoka eza poliisi n'amagye ezo ezigenda ku mirimu era nga n'omuntu alina okwekakasa nti ddala agenda ku mulimu n'ebintu ebiringa ebyo.
Twakasire mwogezi wa poliisi mu kitundu kino eky'e Masaka ng'ayongera okutunnyonnyola mu butya ekikwekweto kino oba ekiragiro kino bwe kiteereddwa mu nkola. Afande tweyanziza nnyo akaddeko. Kyenyiza okakasa Dalton kiri nti wano e Masaka abantu ba bulijjo bennyini be batandikirwako okuteekesa ekiragiro kino mu nkola nga bwe balaba emmoloka bwe basooka okugiyimiriza nga nabyo ebyokwerinda tebannaba kuba nga bagiyimiriza ate era ne bangwirawo okubakwasa enjeyo enkumbi okulaba nga batandikirawo kubanga balongoosa. Naye mulimu bayinza okugamba nti bo ba mitwe migumu era poliisi egamba mu kaseera kano 5 ku bo bali mabega wa mitayimbwa nga bo bayinza n'okutwalibwa mu kkooti olw'okuzimula ekiragiro kino ekyateereddwawo ekyokulongoosa eggwanga. Abakulembeze abalonde ate wamu n'abo abalala ku mitendera gyonna balabiddwako mu kitundu kino eky'e Masaka nga nabo enteekateeka eno bagyenyigidde. Mutegeezeddwako nti meeya w'ekibuga Masaka Florence Namayanja tali wala nnyo ne wano we tuli mu kaseera kano naye ali mu kugenda mu maaso nga alongoosa. Ekitonotono byenyinza okugamba nti mu kaseera kano ebikyaliwo naye kyenkakasa nti amaduuka gonna ngera bonalaba amawule gaffe amasengejja atwamu ne Live at 9 mu kibuga Masaka gonna magali tonawo osobola kulaba dduuka likola. Abantu abavudde mu bitundu nga Mbalala buli wamu bangi kubo bakwatiddwa wano mu kibuga Masaka era basobodde okuba nga beegattira ku bannamasaka okulongoosa ekibuga kino okusobola okulaba nga Masaka addamu okuba nga ayakaayakananga bwe yabanga. Dalton nkomyewo gy'oli otwongere ebirala ebifudde mu ggwanga obudde buno.
Aziza Farish Magembe gwayitaayita tuba tulina okukwata n'otandika okulongoosa. What you're seeing right now is live footage coming in from Kisenyi where what we can call the main celebration or the main cleaning is taking place. We have various dignitaries that are headed by the Vice President herself, Mrs. Jessica Alupo Namakula, but also joined by other ministers there. I can see the Minister of Health, that is Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, also taking part in that particular activity.
The Minister for Kampala.
The Minister for Kampala is also here. We also have the Chief Whip, Government Chief Whip. She's also there. We have various leaders. And in fact, Tracy, just to speak to the leadership, across the country, leaders have embraced, at least, You're seeing RDCC, you're seeing ministers, you're seeing LC5 councillors, all of them are joining.
I mean, especially for an initiative that did start or was indeed birthed, and just like we had from the Honourable Prime Minister, right, Honourable, Robin Anabanda, saying they have cooked for we have cooked in Uganda, Tubadde Tufumba, Maria Dara Ebanga, and for them to actually be the lead implementers of this, it definitely could also boost the confidence of the communities or the citizenry in terms of the response right there. So I definitely would really be shocked to see if there were no other, dignitaries or, local leaders at the helm of this. Because let's also face it, it is a good initiative, but in terms of implementation and enforcement, but you also need the leaders to also be the examples that we so greatly need, especially if this is to be rooted as a culture. We now want to join Hakim Wampamba, who is in Kalere, I think, right about now. Kalere. Actually, rather, Chebando. He has just made a base with Chebando, residents in Chebando. Hakim Wampamba, very good morning. Happy National Cleaning Day. If anything, whatever that means, but I think for me, it is a moment, especially if you're looking at a clean Uganda being everyone's responsibility. Perhaps the attitude definitely needs to be that very one. Let's find out just what the reception has been for the people of Chebando in relation to this particular day.
Well, a very good morning to you, Tracy, and Edgar Matthew Karuhanga, right at the Political Command Center. I'm coming live to you from Chebando, like you have said. And I should say that the reception and the attitude has been quite positive. We've traversed across different areas. We've been in Kalere earlier on. We've been to areas of Waise, and we've seen people engage in cleaning and clearing of the trash and the garbage that has been in the roads. We have seen some dredging trenches, and let us speak to some of these that woke up early in the day to engage in this national cleaning exercise. Amanya gafesebo. Amanya gange nze matova shirafu. Ngabasinga bamanyi masala ya olofu. Nga mwatandise sawa meko okulongoza. Batandise sawa emu yennyini nyini eyokumacha. Dwachi mulekeddawo okulongoosa kuba nsanze abamu kumwe enjeyo mwazisudde ddedde. Tetulekeddawo okulongoosa. Twalongoosezza naye obuzibu tetulina njeyo. Enjeyo singa ekintu ekyo baakikola ne bateekawo emmotoka nga zitambuza enjeyo ne zikira ne zituyiwirawo enjeyo ne tuyiira naye kati tetulina njeyo tukozesa ngalo abamu. Omukulu, enteekateeka eno ey'okulongoosa mugisanze mutya era mukuteeseteese mutya abavubuka bano okulaba nga beenyigira mulimu? Neyanziza nnyo okubeera ku mpewo za NBS bambira bave kuno Bakali. Enteekateeka eno nsanyukidde nnyo. Ndi wa Piero yo naye gisanyukidde nnyo. Era nandibadde nsaba mu mwezi kibeerengamu emirundi ng'ebiri kuba tugenda agoba endwadde zibadde tusumbuwa. Nzikiriza nakyo nti mukama waffe pulezidenti bayandibadde ayongerayoko mu mwezi ne zibeeranga mu ennaku nga 2. Sigadde nga ndibave kuno omusajja wa PLU Badabada Initiative. Omukulu amanya gange nze Fadi Sebo. Walongooseza? Nalongooseza Sebo naye obuzibu bwe tusanze bubadde bumu bubadde bwanjeyo. Enjeyo zibadde ntono era ebintu ebisinze otumenya zibadde enjeyo. Naye senga ekintu ekyo baali bakiplaningako dda nga bakirowoozaako ne batunoonyeza engeri gye tuyinza okukola nga tulina ebikola. Naye ekyokubiri kyenyinza obagamba okusingira ddala tulongoosezza kkubo naye munda gye tusula eri mu ghetto tetulongoosezaayo olw'ensonga emmotoka ziyita ku kkubo abamu tebasobola tutuuka munda. Tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzege budde bwe butusalako bakulu bwokka twandyagadde oba oliawo okwogera. Kanjogereko n'omukyalo ono ndowooza omu nga tumaliriza olweyo luno kuba bano bagamba tebalina njeyo gwe olweyo luno gwe yalwegulidde embeera eno ogisanze otya era ki ky'osuubira okubiriza abakyala banno abali eyabana?
Neyanziza nze bampita Mbabazi Rosette mbeera wano mu Chebando. Nsanyuse nnyo olw'enkola eno. Enkola eno nnungi nnyo naye ekizibu abantu bavudde awaka nga tebalina tools people should come out. These tools are in our houses. Barina enjeyo, barina slashers, barina ebitiyo, barina enkumbi. Kati we are supposed to be guided by the LC. LC1 to guiding etya. Identifying public places awali obubi ennyo mu byalo byaffe. Negamba kuruno tugenda kukola ku mwala bwe guti abalina enkumbi ne balima abalina slashers ne baslashinga abalina enjeyo ne bayera abalala ne bayoola kasasiro. LC person wange mukubide essimu nga njagala tukwatagane tulabe engeri kikolamu mu kitundu bulungi. Essimu ye eri off.
So kati nyigirwemu basentebe.
Yes, basentebe ate n'ekirala. Sentebe abalina kulaba nti buli maka gali represented. Katokeera saawa emu kutuuka saawa bbiri nze njeze wange nekola bulijjo cleaning here in my house. From 8 I came out n'olweyo lwange nkole tukolere awamu. Nenonya chairperson wange nga simukwasa ku simu. Kati ekirala ekirina okweyongeramu. Kati normally bwe tumala this general cleaning mwewamu ng'esaawa emu omanyi ku kaalo tetutera kola meetings naye olwo ofuna abantu bonge ekitundu gwe LC chairperson n'akakiiko nemwogera ku bizibu ebiri mu kitundu. Bwe mumala cleaninga chairperson abagamba tugenda kutuula wali buli na chairinga meeting ne mwogera ku biki ebiri mu kitundu n'ebirala ebizibu ne mubigonjoola ne mwogerako ne mubyogerako ng'abantu abawamu ne mukolera wamu ekyo kyekibulamu. So next time they should organize, the chairpersons should come out and direct people where we should start and how we should end by gathering together and talking. Yeah.
Certainly. Right there you have it. It's just because of time. Thank you so much for getting time to speak to us. It is always time that we always do not have, but of course the views and the voices can always be here. And we are always here to ensure that these people get to speak for themselves. And now you have heard that the idea of chairpersons or LC1 chairperson should be woven and firmly woven within the national cleaning fabric. But then also important to it is that it comes with the idea of socialization and having to find solutions to the problems affecting the societies or our villages, right from the LC1 chairpersons along with their executives. And those are the sentiments that we are getting right here from Chebando. As I said earlier, that this is contemporary of the slowly dying culture of Bulungi Bwansi that has always been practiced in some areas such as Buganda. And if we are speaking about this being backed by the national government, it is something that has been commended by the people of Chebando and other areas where we've been. However, some things need to be added in to ensure that it achieves the intended purposes. As I get back to you, Edgar and Tracy, at the Political Command Center.
Wow. Well, many thanks right there. Hakim Wampamba joining us from Chebando. And what a timely, initiative, especially because we're about to have elections of LC1. We already have the Women Council. So you're talking about a leadership that will inherit this particular initiative that we've kicked off. And so for me, it's a step in the right direction. And as they also decry the plight of tools, things like brooms, the question would be who would be handling that contract, who and how would that be awarded? Who would be? Because I know there's always something beyond what we see. So let's now cross over to Kisenyi, where our senior reporter Shamim Nabakoza is joining us. In fact, if you don't know, that is where the main cleaning is taking part. In fact, the main celebration is there. So Shamim Nabakoza, what new thing do we have in Kisenyi as we continue with the National Cleaning Day? Shamim.
Edgar Karhang, I'm coming to you live from Kisenyi, where we have been since before 7 a.m. when the launch was supposed to be expected, or when it was starting up here in Chisenyi, where we are still coming to you live from. We are away from the site where the launch of the National Cleaning Day happened earlier on by the Vice President, and now we are in the different stretches that are within Chisenyi. And this particular one, you can be in position to see that most of those that are cleaning in the pictures you see are actually residents of this very environment, and we can be able to tell you that, including people that have their shops on this very lane, none has been able to open, and we are only in position to tell you that every other individual, including people that reside here, those that sleep directly here, are ones we are
Okay, yes, that is Shamim Nabakoza. We'll be joining her later on as we continue with the National Cleaning Day activities, Tracy. And I like it that we have now left the urban centers. We're now entering where the real action of, garbage and rubbish pollution is happening. I want us to enter, the ghettos they have called. We want to really go on ground to understand exactly what are they doing in those, rubbish-prone areas, Tracy.
Well, it's only fair that we check in with the people in Makindye. Henry Mugenyi joins us yet again, and this time we want to find out just how far the stretch has gone, but also you're looking at more of the communities away from the urban centers. We want to find out just how the communities are responding to this particular call in terms of equipment, how are they managing, but also in terms of the rally, the call itself. Has it resonated with the residents in these communities? Henry, let's get into the conversations of where you are. Is the response one that is commendable, that is encouraging, or should there be more sensitization to this? Henry.
Thank you very much, Tracy, and everyone that is still following our conversation of the National Cleaning Day. Now, to the pictures that you're seeing exactly from the stretch up there to where we are, at least residents have really responded very well. And you can see it is a beehive of activity. And what exactly is happening? Residents have turned up in big numbers here at Nabwami Close. I am still coming to you live from Luafu, and I can assure you that residents here have really responded, and they're doing all they can to clean their environment. This is just one of the residents that has decided to clean his home area. But the whole stretch from the military court towards Sarama, everyone has turned up. Maybe to speak to some of the few residents, they had issues that many of the residents have also decided to stay indoors and not to turn up. Sebo, amanya ko gwani abantu abaganidde mu nyumba mugenda bakolera ki?
Bampitatindiebwa Moses. Abantu abaganidde mu nyumba tugenda kozesa kibayita enforcement. Tujja kweyambisa LCs ezigenda okubaawo nga door to door, nga tubakonkona, nga tubagamba come out seriously. Era nze nebaza government, though it delayed a bit, this work should have been done some years ago. N'olwekyo nkubiriza government. Abatuuze abamu, they are lacking what they call tools to use, like a BTO, like a brooms, and wheelbarrows to remove the casseroles or the dust from these primary load feeders. N'olwekyo I'm forcing, I'm requesting the government to enforce all the powers and all the requirements with the residents to put this practice into action to see that it is done, not by requesting, but by using force. Kubanga we Ugandans, we are thinking that we are being harassed by doing this work. This work is good for all the citizens. It helps people. It keeps the Kampala and other urban areas clean. So we need some enforcement from the government. If it is necessary, by the end of the month, we should get some police to assist us by forcing these people who are staying in flats to come out and do the cleanliness. Otherwise, we shall not LCs to manage without the enforcement of the government, like the police or the KCC.
But not only
Haji, this is your close. Why aren't people responding? Yes, we are seeing others in big numbers, but those that are staying within the peripherals, floods.
Can I speak my language?
Okay, you can. Lwaki abantu abali mu kalinda boto bajeyo?
Ngezezzaako naye abantu abamu bazibu nnyo. Tugezezzaako era benzijeeyo mbajjeeyo naye abamu balemeddeyo. Bambi omukyalo oyo Mukongo gwe tuli naye asomba ebisaaniiko bwe muyisa avuddeyo n'abaana be naye mulimu abeesibiddemu Abakongo naddala abali mu flats waggulu awo bw'obayita tujje tulongoose tebakkiriza naye nga omukulu bw'ayogedde nti enyeebwa tujja kusala amagezi next time tube nga abantu bonna tubayitayo tujja kusooka tuorganizinge ne ba LC baffe bwe tunaalemererwa tujja kuyita enforcement etuyambeko abantu baleme kulemera mu mayumba tulongoose obulungi bwansi.
Ovudde wala okujja okulongoosa wano baneiba baganiddeyo mubasalidde magezi ki era osanze buzibu ki mu kulongoosa olunaku lwaleero?
Obuzibu bwensanze mu kulongoosa buli woyitira kubanze obudde bubadde bunkwatidde walala ngenze okugenda ewaka nga naye nga buli wempitira banyimiriza bangamba yera n'olweyo luluno balunguziza lupya naye ng'ate waliyo abo abali mu mayumba abeebase abataagala kuvaayo ngenze okwogerako ekyo ekigambo baŋŋambye bugambye gweyera bajja kuvangayo obusungu bwe bunkwatidde ne ŋŋamba naye lwaki nsonga ki lwaki banyigiriza ffe nga bali abali mu nju babaleseeyo nange kwe kusalawo okugamba nti okwera kyetaaga gavumenti nesalawo Uganda yonna nti oba oli mu nju oba oli mwana muto oba oli muntu mukulu nesalawo negamba nti kati olina okulongoosa oba oli mu nyumba oba oli mu nsiko oba oli wa.
The conversation around the National Cleaning Day here in Luafu, Makindye. Yes, some have not turned up, but many in big numbers have really turned up. And to the different stretches, different closes we passed by, people have responded in big numbers and they're cleaning their streets. This is Nabwami Close, and what is happening is you can as well see that people have responded. Those that are ferrying rubbish to the centers where it can be picked from, and so many others that have really come up. Chairman, Abantubo, lwaki bavuddeyo mu muwendo omungi guno wakubirizza otya okulaba nga bajja mu bungi?
Ekyamazima nebaza NBS okusinziira ku mbeera ebaddewo eno tukwata abantu bano twabakunze okuva jjo kiro saa 12 nga tuyisamu ebizindaalo mbatuuze wadde waba abamu balemedde mu mayumba naye tugeza nga mundi ogusoose tugeza kwekunga tusobola okuba mu bungi era nga wetuze mu bungi ne next month ogunangu tulonga mundi ogusemayo mu mwezi nga tugenda kuba tubazuukusa mu bungi ekiba kisobose ne poliisi ogikozesaako kubanga tukola ki tukunga abantu bano so nebaza nnyo abatuze bange naddala Namwami Cross to Senyonje Road babadde bafubye nnyo nga mbalaba waneeno mu bungi obw'ekitalo era omulimu gwe tugukoze twebaza ne gavumenti olwa program gyekoze.
Many of the residents from Senyonjo Close, Nabwami Close, Luafo near the court have turned up in numbers and they are still cleaning their areas, and we're going to be moving around up to Salama Road, Munyonyo, to see how Makindye has responded. But to me, who's on ground, I can confirm to you that many have really turned up. Tracy, back to you at the Political Command Center.
Oh, thank you so much, the Henry Mgenyi joining us from Makindye. But those pictures, before we get into a conversation, pictures from Sao Paulo in Makere, you're seeing clean roads, but we are waiting to see.
The legends that are at home,
yes.
The legends that have refused to participate.
Yes.
I don't think God is going to forgive you because
that's annoying. But also, if you know, there are people who have closed their gates.
Even
people who have dogs, people who have security guards who have totally refused to open.
It's for all of us. All of us gain from the air quality that is good. All of us gain because it is Uganda. Uganda is the pearl of Africa. It is home for all
at a certain point, and I
Ugandans.
think through enforcement and all these things, I know it's supposed to take on, you know, a willing participants approach. But at a certain point, if you're making someone buy a broom by force while someone is locking their gate, there should be consequences to this thing.
Then we should also speak to the legality of because there is one lawyer, Kakwenza, who was reiterating that it's illegal for you to force someone to come and clean.
Again,
he
we'll
says
speak about
he pays his taxes, and of course
to
it's the mandate of the government.
At some point, patriotism should be above your, you know, your own feelings at this particular point, especially if you're looking at your country. Honestly, it's your country. But we want to head to the areas of the Albertine region and join Alan Mwesugwa, who is in Hoima, Kanduwa Tugambire Bunyoro. Bunyoro. Let's get into the conversation. Alan, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, that's quite the activity. If we say fire, burn them.
No, funness.
Let's get into the conversations. Just how is the community responding to National Cleaning Day in Bunyoro?
A very good morning, Tracy, and good morning, Uganda. Indeed, what you're seeing that's happening in the Buhimba Town Council, to be exact, in Chikuve district, where different people have actually embraced the government's call to do general cleaning. The cleaning did start at exactly 7 a.m. in the morning. I was able to go around Hoima City. I've also now come to Chikuve district to actually witness the general cleaning as it happens right in the Buhimba Town Council. Is one of the town councils that make up Chikuve district, and I can tell you the people have actually embraced the general cleaning. As you can see right about in there, they've gone to the market, they've also gone to the park, they've gone to some people's houses to be able to witness also and let the public know that it is very important to do the general cleaning. For instance, where I started from, that was in Hoima City, Chiganda 1, to be exact. We had the Honorable Woman Member of Parliament, Nyakatwa Nancy, who did say that this is especially as Uganda moves to ensure that we actually safeguard, but also some of the disease burden we get is out of poor hygiene. But our concern is sometimes our government tend to start with some of these projects or moves, and then they die along the way. If this can be sustainable, then the government or Uganda will be a better place for most of us to live in. For instance, also here you have different schools that have come out to address the exercise and the call by the government, and they are saying that if this can also start or be embraced by different schools, it can be primary schools, it can be secondary schools, that would be a good move, because then you're going to have responsible citizens are moving forward, because the places have gone to, you have border riders who seem not to care. You have people that have even opened their shops, even when the government said from 7 to 10, shops should not actually be open. Someone seemingly not caring, even when the government has come out, because if you get sick, it is not going to be government that will be sick. It must be you, and it is going to be you to actually spend that money as you try to treat yourself or treat that person or loved one from your family in there. But also the Woman Member of Parliament does say leaders should be at the center stage of ensuring that people get to understand why this is very important, because most of the time when we talk about general cleaning, but people have conversations about how government is overtaxing them, then why tell them to do the general cleaning? But then someone says, Nyakatasina says, why not do that even at your home? Because general cleaning, government may not be able to come in your homes, come in your bedroom, to even clean your motorbike. Some people even keep in clothes for more than a week. They've not been able to do that of cleaning. But when you do that, then it becomes very ideal for you to understand this is a good cause. I want to be joined by the person inside here. If we can speak. What do you make of general cleaning? Why did you participate in the general cleaning for starters? What is your name and your life on here? David Chakwele is my name. I feel from the high school. I school in charge of. Why did you take charge, or why did you take center stage in coming for this?
Just like some of that poison of diseases that our parents in the village they don't suffer, and some of them they don't know the importance of cleaning. Such we say that to come and clean.
Okay, thank you very much, because we are taking first spent, but of course the conversation about general cleaning is first hand in terms of being embraced in most of the places I've gone to, but also security has tightened in most places that if you have a bike, you have a car, you're not allowed to move, because the government has said from 7 a.m. in the morning until 10 a.m. no one should be able to drive or ride at different places until the general cleaning is done. Some people think it is maybe a punishment. It is not a punishment. Government is saying you can be safe in your respective places. When you do general cleaning, you clean, trust me, some of the disease burden, you can actually avoid them. But of course, as we continue the conversation, I want to return to the political command center. We see what is happening in different parts of the country. And in Hoima, Chikuve, people are saying, general cleaning is general cleaning, and it is very good.
Well, thank you so much, Alan Wesugwa. You also have to really commend the fact that you have youngsters, students being a part of this. But those are pictures from why say, if there's anything I've loved, it's look at those roads. There's literally no traffic, but also it's how clean that is, so which should be inspiring many Ugandans to just add on to that, make this city cleaner, make this country cleaner.
Until we start the preventive measures, before we start at the curative method, because when you prevent, it's very, very easier for you to, be able to have a scenery such as that, because it's in the subconscious of various Ugandans that this is not supposed to be littered, we're not supposed to be throwing here and there. You're still watching Morning Breeze Extra as we bring you live coverage on the National Cleaning Day. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. I'm still with Tracy Kansime. And of course, now we cross over to Ntungamo, where Bridget Cimenta is coming to us live to paint a picture for us. Bridget, how has Ntungamo district generally welcomed what is the National Cleaning Day? In fact,
it's interesting. As we join Bridget later, it's the memes also that have
you'll find your soulmate.
Social media, Uganda's social media never takes a break, and you've seen so many memes that have happened. Any particular statement that has caught your attention?
Who is my date?
Will you be my cleaning date? Someone actually did say that if you're looking for a hard-working partner, just make sure you pay attention to the gates that are closed. Do not look for a partner from those gates. If you're looking,
come to the streets.
Come to the streets.
That's where you're going to find
the
what we call marriage material.
That is where they are. The men and women are in the streets. Do not look at any other gates that are closed. But those are pictures coming in.
So isn't that around as you're connecting to Chebando? Yes. I think it's Boise, but now you're connecting to Chebando. Yeah, you've passed Boise. Now we are in Chebando. But I like the cleanliness. I don't see any borders, contrary to what we are seeing in some of the upcountry districts where we had borders and cars moving and chauffeuring different individuals. When you look at Kampala City, as we continue now, this is Tula Road. Shops are closed. You don't see very many cars that are moving here and there, border personnel. But the question is, where are the cleaners?
But also, the question is, we've already seen the central points where you see huge, kind of sacks that are perhaps bearing the rubbish that has been collected, something like that. And yes, hopefully we will be seeing garbage trucks as soon as vehicles are allowed to move to come and collect.
Where is this garbage going to go? Because when you look at the capacity of some of our dumping sites, look at Chitezi, in fact, should be decommissioned by this point. When you look at Buyala, where in PG, which is the one that is working, the rubbish is too much. And the question also that comes to my mind is, the Prime Minister talked about recycling and the Vice President as well. What capacity do we have as a nation, as a city?
Now, these are conversations you want to actually imagine happened at the cabinet seating before all of this did take effect, before we had a presidential directive. But if that wasn't conclusively discussed in terms of where else, then what? So we collect rubbish, then what? Then you also want to imagine that is the conversations that will be happening. But we want to get back to Henry Mugenyi, who is continuing to keep tabs on the citizens of this country, paying particular attention to the areas of Makindye and around the CBD. Yes, these are Edgar Matthews areas.
These are my words.
Henry Mugenyi, let's get into the conversations in terms of where you are, what's the latest?
Yes, Tracy, and everyone that is still on NBS, Morning Breeze Extra. As you can see clearly, we're driving all roving through areas of Makindye, and now we've connected to Makindye Salama Road. And if you can clearly see what is happening people on the roadside, people have turned up to clean their stretches, their streets. This is Shell Salama Road, sorry to say. And what we can see is you're seeing a roadblock at the very front on the other side that is barring people from really moving around the area, but also put in place what was directed by the government. We're also seeing people playing football within the road because the roads are not busy. The places are not that busy, and this is what is happening in Makindye. But also, the National Cleaning Day is an initiative by the government really to see that we keep our environment safe, our environments clean, free from disease. These are piles of rubbish that have really come from the community. People are here jubilating that they have been able to clean the areas. Yes. As really we head towards other parts of the city, other parts of Makindye, we are bringing you exactly what's on the roadside or what's happening within the communities here in Makindye and the surrounding. We are now seeing people that have been blocked from accessing the other part of Makindye, and that is a roadblock. Security personnel are stopping them, telling them, turn back, please, go and clean your area where you reside. And want to access the other part. Let's see how that all goes. But really today marks the beginning of what really government says hopes to be a monthly culture of community action. And me as Henry Mugenyi, after here I'll go back and start cleaning my area. Yet this really puts me in a clean environment that is directly linked to how we stay in the community. But Tracy, when this stretch we're at heads you toward Chirudu and then the roundabout for Munyonyo, let's keep moving. We shall tell you exactly how the grounds look like. And for now, back to you, Tracy and Edgar Karanga, to keep checking on the different parts of the country.
Salama Road, that is Salama Road as you are continuing up to Munyonyo. It goes through Kirudu and of course some areas of Munyonyo up to Mugendaje if you are to go to Buziga. So we are keeping tabs on how the country is moving, and of course we also have live feed from Tula Road that is still also in Kampala and also Fort Portal City. And now we cross over to Bridget in Cementa, who's coming to us live from Ntungamo district. Bridget, how has Ntungamo welcomed the initiative of cleaning the entire country? Bridget.
Much thanks and a good morning to all our viewers. As you can see in the background, this is the community of Rubare here in Ntungamo district, and they are just starting off the cleaning exercise. Early in the morning, we started with Ntungamo municipality, where I brought you some of what was happening on the ground. We saw different people, including street kids, including the police, the security team, including other people. Since most of the people that were traveling, at the time they reached Ntungamo, maybe at 7 a.m., they were stopped from continuing with their travel. So they had to stop and start cleaning. So we saw very many people just come out of their cars and just buy brooms and start up with cleaning the trenches, taking away the garbage, and making sure that the town is in order, it is clean. But right now, here where I am, it is Rubare Town Council. Yes, this is Rubare, and I will be showing you. These are some of the leaders. That is the RDC of this particular district, and also the cow moving around. I will be bringing you the RDC to speak to us, Madam RDC. She will be taking us through to see how this is going to be a habit. We are live on NBS. You can come and speak to us. Would like to know how you intend to make this a culture. You can come and stand with me here. They just started with a meeting, briefing the residents of this particular town on what exactly is being done, and also enlightening them about this national culture that has just started today. Madam RDC Miriam Kagege, I would like you to talk to the people of NBS about this culture. How are you going to make it a habit, and what does it signify in health, in regards to health promotion and keeping our lives healthy and safe?
The listeners, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Akagiga Miriam Mugisha, the RDC in Tungamo district. Shortly, we have launched the campaign of cleaning. When you have a clean environment, you have a good business. We have told the people of Tungamo district that this campaign, we have joined the whole nation to make sure that we make a clean environment. I was happy this morning together with the chairperson LC5, with the cow of Tungamo district, the deputy RDC, and the mayor, town council, and the Lions Club, and I'm also a Rotary member. We have come to pass to support on the law which His Excellency Kaguta Museveni, among the so many things he has done, he wants to fight, make sure to fight the diseases. Because when you have a dirty environment, that's when you fall sick. The cleaning is not make sure to clean where you are working from. I have told the people that we should do cleaning right from home, because when you go to the toilet, when you find the toilet which is not clean, and when you are there and flies when they find you there, you will fall sick. When you fall sick, you will go to the hospital. You will not go alone, and somebody who is going to help you in the hospital, which means at home. At home, there is nobody who is going to work, because now all people are in the hospital, they are nursing you, which means that the money of PDM which they are giving you in younger grow, it will increase on poverty. So when you have a clean environment, which means you have a good health. I have told the people of Ntungamo, especially rural town council, where we have launched, that the cleaning, even at our home, we have to make sure our compounds are clean, our kitchen are clean, and our bedroom even they are clean. Because the moment you sleep in a good environment, that's when you have a good health. I always tell people, when they always look at me, I said it's because I like a clean environment. So the people of Ntungamo, especially when you clean, make sure that in the trenches they put there the dusty, because now the law is there. When you bring the empty bottles, when you bring the veras and you put them there, especially like that trench there, the law is there. They are going to penalize you, and when they penalize you, you will pay heavily. With those ones, I want to thank so much His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In this new government of no team, no sleep, no corruption, we are not going to sleep. And in Tongamo people, we are not sleeping, because by 7 we are already on the road trying to make sure we support this law. And I'm very grateful that people, the community of Intungamo, they have welcomed it with a vibe. And
much thanks, Madam Aradi.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We shall be getting you to get more insights about this activity later on as you start the cleaning. I can let you go and join the rest of the team as you start the cleaning. But thank you so much.
Thank you, and please.
Yes. So that is the RDC, Madam Kagiga Miriam, the RDC for Ntungamo district. But then I can tell you that the entire district leadership is here with the district governor, the district LC5, Samuel Muchunguzi, the Kawa himself, and other leaders. The RDC system, as you can see, the DHO, the whole team is on ground to ensure that particular spots are all cleared, everything is clear, and the place is clean. But what I can tell you about what the LC5 chairperson, that is Samuel Muchunguzi, what he earlier highlighted, he noted that people should take these into their homes and make it a culture. And he emphasized that those without toilet latrines, let me call them latrines, or sanitary facilities, they will be dealt with shortly. And also, when I'm to take you back a few months ago or a few weeks ago, we saw that people that had toilets or latrines in poor conditions were all dealt with during the trade order times, and they were all demolished. We saw very many latrines being demolished, and that was because they were not in order. They were summoned earlier on, but then the LC5 chairman also emphasizes that if they do not work on it, then they will be dealt with. And also maybe also the wash tools. Yes, they should have sanitary facilities, then the water on their toilets or the sanitary facilities as a must. And they say that they will be monitoring to see whether people are following guidelines in the respective villages and towns. And also, what you can see behind me here, you see that most of the shops have been locked. Yeah, if I can show you around. And for those that had insisted not to join the cleaning, those that had insisted not doing the cleaning, they were forced to lock some of their shops and also make sure that they engage or join the public into this activity. Let me take you to the cleaning site so that you can see the activities that are ongoing. Thank you. Back to the Political Command Center.
We'll also let you go and also participate in the cleaning of TWINAMASIKO district. 28 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still watching Morning Breeze Extra. That is live feed coming to you from Kawempe. I think that's around Kutano. It's also looking very smooth and clean if you are to look at Kawempe. That is Kawempe Kutano, as we are continuing to bring you a 360 coverage of the National Cleaning Day today that was mandated by the government. This means that every last Saturday of the month we'll be having a general cleaning of the country, and that is also Salama Road still taking tabs on how people continue to clean. You can see garbage heaps all along the different roads as a confirmation that many Ugandans have accepted to take part in the clarion call by the government to have a cleaner city. Now we continue with the conversation, and now we cross over to Fort Portal Tourism City, where we were earlier. Julius Nabimanya, if you can hear me, did you finally reach Kabundeire? That was the main vision for the Minister Balam, but also yourself. What do we need to know about the cleaning day as we come to the end, in fact, of these conversations? Julius Nabimanya, if you can hear me, you had a trip to Kabundeire earlier this morning. Are you there? What can you tell us in terms of the cleaning day activities that are happening in Fort Portal? Let's cross over to Julius Nabimanya.
Okay, just 1 minute, 1 minute. Ati mukumpura bataka. Basuspendinga omusoro gwa rent okumala weekend abasomese. Mulire. Babaze abasomese in 1 week. Wike kutandika Sunday nyencha.
All right. Okay. The question is, do we also need a car-free day? That's one thing that I'm also hinting for. Now, let's cross over to Richard Oyel, who is in Moroto, to also tell us how the Karamoja sub-region in general is anticipating and also participating in what we call the cleaning day. So, Richard Oyel, what do you have for us in terms of cleaning this morning? You're live on NBS.
Moroto Central Market, where we are launching the National Cleaning Day. Today is a special day because we are joining the rest of the country to take up the directive of the Prime Minister, who launched the National Cleaning Day at the national level. Today we are launching the National Cleaning Day in Moroto district, in Karamoja, and all the districts in Karamoja are following suit. They are now cleaning our environment. So I want to invite all the people of Moroto all the people of Karamoja, all the people of Uganda to embrace the idea of cleaning our environment, cleaning ourselves, so that we have a clean environment which takes care of us. There is a relationship between the cleanness of the environment and the cleanness of an individual in terms of preventing diseases. Government has realized that some of the preventable diseases in most of the health centers in the country are diseases that are caused due to poor hygiene. Now with that, we want to join the government in cleaning our environment, in cleaning ourselves, because we want this environment to take care of us. If we want the environment to take care of us, we must take care of the environment. Therefore, there is no more throwing of garbage, throwing of plastic bottles, throwing of plastic papers, caveras, or any other item, any other material that contributes to garbage. No throwing anyhow along the road, along the market, in the markets. So today marks the end of unnecessary throwing of garbage. We must throw this garbage to the garbage bins. I have directed Moroto municipality and all the municipalities in Karamoja, all the town councils in Karamoja, all the sub-counties and all the villages in Karamoja to follow suit, to have the National Cleaning Day as the last Saturday of each month. That is once every month. That is for community. But at the individual level, you must have the cleaning days will be every day. At the environment level, the cleaning day is every day. At the village level, the cleaning day is every day. At the parish level, every day we must clean. Because if we leave this garbage waiting for the last Saturday of the month, this garbage will accumulate and it will cause problems to us. So I want to thank the people of Moroto municipality. I want to thank our forces, the UPDF through the division commander. I want to thank the police through the RPC and DPC. I want to thank us too through the sector commander of us too. I want to thank the Uganda prisons through the regional prisons commander and all the big forces in the army and prison and police and us too for joining the Wananchi, for spearheading this cleaning exercise. I must sincerely thank you, our forces. You have really demonstrated that you love Wananchi so well. You are also active in food distribution in Karamoja, which is ongoing now. We thank you, our forces. You are the one transporting food. Prison is transporting food. UPDF is transporting food using the trucks of prison, the police and the army to save the life of the people of Karamoja from dying as a result of famine. So thank you very much, our gallant forces. May God bless you, and I invite all of you. We go to our respective places. Those market vendors who are here, remain around to clean your place. And you can burn this rubbish, or if it cannot be burned, you drop it in the garbage bins. We have a number of designated places for you to drop this garbage. And also in the big garbage bins, which can be transported by the garbage trucks.
Karamoja have quarantine coverage. What is your message to them?
With regard to the poor latrine coverage in Karamoja, government will take this up very, very, very keenly. Government is going to provide money so that we have public latrines at designated places in all the villages. We do not want any village not to have latrines. Every household must have latrines. While government is building latrines in public places, I invite every household to have a latrine. I must salute the NGOs in Karamoja, such as Cooperation and Development, such as UNICEF, and many NGOs that have constructed a few latrines in the villages. I therefore invite the NGOs to mobilize communities, to support communities with the slabs so that they construct pit latrines at household level, so that we handle the issue of hygiene and sanitation once and for all.
Well, that was the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, John Baptist Loki, addressing the masses of Moroto who gathered here today to ensure that they take on this cleaning day. There are so many stakeholders from the municipality, the forces, the UPDF, the police, the prison service, and even the market vendors all coming to ensure that this day that is meant for Uganda to be clean is taken seriously. Back to you at the Political Command Center.
Thank you, Richard Oyel, coming to us live from Moroto. And of course, we're giving you a 360 coverage on how the country is continuing to take out the National Cleaning Day. Tracy, also, he hints on something about the ban on Kavera. This was done in 2013. Tracy, we're in 2026, 13 years down the road. The Kavera is still coming back. And for those that do not understand the impact of this Kavera, its decomposition rate is very, very, very high. That it takes a long, long time before it decomposes. And that means if it, for example, it is dumped in the soil, it will take a long time to decompose to be able to turn into organic waste. That is something that is still challenging as we are heading for such an initiative.
Well, I will certainly tell you it's a conversation perhaps the cabinet will have to look into yet again.
I think it's about the implementation, Tracy. Do they have, who's behind the factories, the industries that are manufacturing Kavera?
Again, it's a conversation that needs to be revisited for the implementation part. But if you are looking at a country that has now decided to observe a National Cleaning Day on a national scale, well, perhaps there is hope that conversations around things to do with Kavera ban will also be revisited. But look at the pictures coming in from Naweru. We're speaking about the Kavera, and just right there in that heap, part of Kampala and, you know, the country's drainage woes stem from these very polythene bags. But you're looking at residents of Naweru who have taken it upon themselves to use the National Cleaning Day to have some of these issues. But it is rather concerning, the use of hands right there. And of course, it will also be a conversation that will be talked about in terms of the implementation. Perhaps the next one will have, things to do with the, equipment. But let's head to this particular address coming in from Kampala. The Executive Director of Kampala Capital City Authority, Sharifa Buzeki, speaking to the press.
On the same day. And designating time was very important because most of the people of Kampala and Ugandans have very many errands they are engaged in. But if you dictate time and the day, they will block that day just as they have done today and dedicate to cleaning. So it is very important that we clean our communities, we evacuate this waste and take it to where it is supposed to be kept. Today we have engaged in a number of activities. We have done manual sweeping of our roads and our homes. We are also doing mechanized sweeping of our roads and cleaning. We have done desilting. We have done unclogging of the drains, and we are evacuating every waste which has been put on the road to take it where we manage it in Buyala.
Idi, we are live on NBS television, building a culture. We've been moving around the city, but also people have participated. That's true, I can confirm to you that. But they're still stuck with rubbish. As KCCA, how are you handling this?
I don't think they are still stuck with rubbish. It is too early to say that. Because, like this road we are on, when we passed the first time, we are seeing heaps of rubbish. Our trucks and the trucks of other partners we are working with are moving around to pick all the heaps of garbage which have been put on the roads. As I said, because today it is a city-wide cleanup, the time it takes to pick the rubbish is going to be longer than what we usually do. Because usually by 10, we have picked already rubbish on the road. But now every homestead has brought rubbish out, and we do not have trucks per parish. So the few trucks we have and the partners are moving around to pick all the heaps. We are hopeful that by the end of the day we'll not have those heaps. But in the unlikely event that there is a heap which has remained, people should not hesitate to inform us to come and pick the rubbish.
Idde mu Luganda omulabi w'amasengeja yaga kutegeera enteekateeka eno mu Kampala egenze etya?
enteekateeka ey'okutongoza National Cleaning Days ffe nga bannakampala etambulidde bulungi naye era tujja kusooka okwebaza mukama waffe mukulembeze w'eggwanga lead champion w'omulimu guno okuba nti yakirowooza ne kabineti ye nti tuteekewo essaawa eziri dedicated ku okulongoosa kwokka ekyo nno kikulu nnyo kuba bannakampala eno business hub omusolo ogusinga guva wano bannakampala bw'ajja mu kibuga aba atuukira ku kutunda na kukola kati okutuwa obudde nti okutandika ku ssaawa emu paka ssaawa 4 essaawa y'okulongoosa kituwadde omukisa okuba nti bannakampala bafokasinga ku kulongoosa amaka gaabwe amaduuka gaabwe n'ebifo mwe bawangaalira ate era vice president atugambye nti ebitundu 7.5 buli ku 100 ebya obulwadde bwe tulwala buva mu bukyafu na buteeyonja kati kitegeeza nti senga bannakampala ne bannayuganda bajjumbira ensonga y'okweyonja tugenda kendeeza ssente ze tuteeka ku bulwadde tugenda kendeeza ssente gavumenti zeteeka mu malwaliro tube n'abantu abalamu nga bakola nze nga Idi njagala balamu kuba be bakola be bampa omusolo ate nziremu mbakolera emirimu emirala emirungi so olunaku lutambulidde bulungi abantu batadde ebisasiro we twabagambye obiteeka ku kkubo era loole zaffe zigenda kubanga zigenda mu maaso n'okubanga zisolooza kasasiro oyo yenna ali ku kkubo tumugjewo mujja tugumiikirizaamuko katini olwaleero engeri gye tuli ntulongooseza ekibuga kyonna n'amaka gonna abantu batadde ebintu ku kkubo akaseera ke tubijjiramu ku kkubo bye mutaddewo tubadde bulijjo tumaliriza ssaawa zigenda okubeera 3 nga bivuddeko kayinza okuwanvuwamukko naye tugenda bijjawo ate senga kituuka ekiseera ng'olaba tebabijjeewo tukubire essimu emmotoka zijje zikole ki zibijjewo kubanga okulongoosa buvunaanyizibwa bwange naawe butandikira ku nze naawe nja kutwala omukisa guno okwebaza munnange PS wa Ministry of Health okubanga naye yajjumbidde nnyo ekintu kino ate n'akiwomamu omutwe okubanga tubanga olunaku luno tubeera nalwo era nga lubeera successful y'omu kubayambye nnyo okubanga olunaku luno lubeerawo Madam Diana o Dr. Diana Atwine mwebaza nnyo n'abo bonna ababadde ku mukolo guno ba ministers vice president prime minister deputy prime minister ne banna Kisenyi mwenna abatweyunzeeko n'abalongoosezza bonna tubeebaza ate era twebaza ne bannakampala abawuliriza omulanga ne musigala mu maka gammwe ku maduuka gammwe ne mulongoosa ne mutateteganya nkola gye tukoze olwaleero mwebale nnyo.
Dr. Diana Atwine, you've been very instrumental to this initiative together with KCCA, fighting diseases together in the community. How is this helpful to the masses that are watching us this morning?
It is very helpful to be clean. When you are clean, you deal with so many diseases that otherwise affect our people. But also it creates a culture of being in a good environment. Who wants to be in a bad environment? But of course it is a culture that we want to inculcate in our people at all levels, whether urban, whether rural. We want everybody to get into this culture of knowing that they have responsibility to take care of their health, their environment, and their neighbors. Because the law now is very clear. If we expose other people, like now what we saw here, if you are dirty and your action predispose other people to diseases, you can be charged because you are a danger to the community. But we do believe that with the initiative, if everybody plays his part or her part, and we make sure that we don't clog our channels, our streets are clean, our restaurants are clean, our markets are clean, our homes are clean, we are going to see a lot of reduction in the diseases that otherwise bring so many people to our facilities. So it is, of course, it is a culture that we are going to inculcate in people, but at the same time enforce. When God made Adam and Eve, he gave them the do's and don'ts. There is no way that we can have a country where there is no do's and don'ts. So we are going to make sure that we enforce, we make sure that the time of cleaning
everybody, instead of spectating, everybody participates. But also not just participating on that day, but make sure that it becomes part and parcel of us.
Looking at the new Public Health Act, what does it speak to people that have stayed in their homes, that are not participating in national activities?
We are going actually to issue a statutory instrument regarding the cleaning days and this coming week. And that one will definitely bite, because next month on 29th of August, when we are cleaning, we don't expect people to spectate. Today we're walking while other people are standing on their balconies, they are looking at us. We will not accept that. We want everybody to participate in cleaning. And that way, they own the process, they own the initiative, they own the program. And then it will become the culture. And once we do that, it is going to help us in the subsequent many years to come. We will find a place clean. We will not have to run after people, because they will have got that culture in them.
Katono nnyo mu Luganda, abantu abasigadde waka abali eyo babatunulira butunulizi bayimiridde. Enteekateeka eri etya omwezi ogujja?
Kati abantu abasigadde awaka, of course twawuliddeko na SDA oba Seventh Day Adventist ababadde bakomplaininga nti olunaku lwabwe lwakuwummula. Ekyo tukimanyi era twakyogeddeko nga government ne His Excellency nakkiriza nti the Seventh Adventist will choose which day, whether Friday or Saturday, or I mean Sunday. And they will also go out and clean. We want everybody to clean. So the Seventh Adventist, we are going to have a meeting with them, and they tell us which day, and then we will agree on how they will be doing that. We want even whoever is a seventh day does not just stay at home because Saturday they don't work and then other days they don't clean. If they choose Sunday, we expect them, their community, their homestead, their environment also to be clean. They will go out and also clean. So we are going to put those 2 days, and we are going to amend our guidelines, and we include their concern and make sure that also we give them opportunity to participate in this exercise, because this is everybody's responsibility. So because Oluganda obadde oyagala Luganda, sorry neerabidde kaakati olwaleo bwe tulonkinze olunaku luno olw'okweyonja. Ekyokusooka twagala kwebaza KCCA kubanga omulimu gwe yatandika we tuzimbidde. Twagala okubeebaza mwenna. Wano we tutandikidde ffe tuzimbidde ku energy yaffe, ku energy yammwe we mwatandikira mu tawuni muno we tutandikidde. Era tulabye tuwitnessinze, tulabye workforce gye muyina, enthusiasm gye muyina, commitment gye muyina, investment gye mukoze, impact gye mukoze. Twagala okubeebaza ba KCCA ffe nga aba health. Kwe tutandikidde olwaleero olunaku luno okulutongoza. Olwaleero nga tutongoza olunaku luno, twagala okujjukiza bannayuganda nti omulimu gw'okweyonja si gwa gavumenti, si gwa KCCA, si gwa minisita, si gwa Minister of Health. Omulimu gw'okweyonja gwa buli omu yenna mu ggwanga ategeera, atambula, alina obwongo. Buli omu yenna alina obwongo, atambula, alina emikono n'amagulu, alina okweyonja.
Dr. Sarah Zarango, you lead the public health from communities, just from this environment. What could be your call to the public?
The call to the public is to embrace these National Cleaning Days every month, and also continue to join us in our weekly Weyonje cleanups, because it's very important to us to keep healthy. Having a healthy environment means that you're also healthy, so that diseases like diarrhea, respiratory tract infections will reduce, and you won't have to spend more going to the health facilities for treatment.
Dr. Katono nnyo mu Luganda, enteekateeka eno oyamba etya okugyawo endwadde mu communities? Era ndwadde ki gwe z'ofuna ng'akulira amalwaliro gali mu KCCA gonna?
Enteekateeka eno nnungi nnyo kubanga ezze kwongeramu maanyi mu cleanups okweyonja kwe twali tukola kituyamba nnyo kubanga buli muntu wobeera wayonjo tofuna ndwadde nga kuddukana ndwadde nga bifuba kusenyiga endwadde zemuyita infection abanakampala olaba omuntu ng'atambula ne kanula ng'agamba infection bujama kati tweyonja kituyamba tugenda kweyongera ne weeyonje eya buli wiiki era tujja kujja tugenda kweyongera ne ya National Cleaning Days every last Saturday of the month.
Thank you very much. That is the conversation that. And Tracy, the conversation still continues, and in the subsequent months, like it has been mentioned by the PS on 29, get ready to clean up your areas as well. But for now, back to you at the Political Command Center.
Yes, thank you so much, Henry Mugenyi. Those are images coming through from Wakiso as you continue up to Kachiri towards Hoima Road. And of course, it's just 3 minutes to the top of the hour. You are watching NBS Morning Breeze Extra. And Tracy, in a few minutes from now, we will be crossing over to the Capital Gang. The gangsters are already in place. As you can see, that is Capital Radio as we are getting ready for the Capital Gang that will be happening starting from 10 to 12 midday. So please do tune in as the Capital Gang and the gangsters will be ushering you into another political conversation.
We'll be live at NBS.